but actually, it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been as long as if we accidentally miss on Smith and I's Saturday game. So, last session. With the information that you all gathered about the Circle, the group decided to rest for the night at Benny's office and formulate a new plan in the morning. The next day, they had Benny send for Thunsorn to talk about the situation that had gone on there. Benny did try coding a message, but was caught. With Benny set straight, thanks to, I believe, Albina and Seftis. Like, I know Seftis just, like, roasted the note that he tried coding a message into. He wrote a new letter, and it was inspected by the group before he had a courier take it straight to Thunsorn. Zash followed the courier to the estate. Along the way, he almost slipped across a tree, but seemingly teleported to the other side of the roadway. When he got to the estate, Thunsorn had left with a single guard and started for Benny's. Zash returned in time to tell his allies that Thunsorn was coming, and they prepared. Once Thunsorn had arrived, they began discussing what had gone on with his father. He revealed that he had set this whole thing up to get the Keens off the family payroll. Lord Innsmouth told his son that he was no longer under the protection of the Innsmouth-Keen bond, and said that his fate was going to be left to Zash and his family. Zash demanded to know who helped him, but the moment Thunsorn spoke the name of Kane, he had a heart attack and died. Luckily, I think it was Smith was the one that actually brought him back to life, or was it Albina?
No.
She used to revivify, didn't she?
Is that, yeah, I think, because, yeah, yes.
Nylor.
Was it Nylor?
No, it was Nylor, yeah.
Oh, shit, okay.
It's Nylor.
Yeah.
Only
Because I gave him a gem, yeah.
That's right. I knew somebody had given a gem up for it.
I thought it was Smith too until I rewatched more of it.
Yeah, so luckily, Nylor was able to bring him back to life to continue the interrogations. During this, they learned the name of the mage who helped him, Almo Grazov, which you guys eventually discerned was the same last name as the mage who created the polymorph items that had affected Maggie and her family. With this information, the group called the guards and met Sergeant Alphonse Knox. They told him about the whole situation and asked for his help clearing out the Innsmouth estate of the troubleshooters. They marched on up to the estate and wiped the entire gang out. And that is where we're going to be picking up. You guys have basically just gone through and decimated this crowd. You see the guards are beginning to go out and sort of fan around, creating a perimeter. You see a few of them are giving chase to the ones that left off into the forest.
Okay. Is Nox still about?
Yeah, he's there. He's basically going about guiding his men of what to do.
Are they so he's like sending his guys out to chase the people who are running?
Yeah, you see as soon as like the major conflict is over, you see the few of them that actually escaped out into the forest. Sergeant Knox walks up to the collective, and he says, "Those of you that have strength in your legs, run after them. Collect them at any cost. I don't want any one of them getting away."
Zash goes.
Oh, so you're heading out.
Yeah, I'll just look at the party and I'll say, "Hey, you guys take care of this and talk to him. I'm gonna go round up some bastards."
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and give me a survival check then. Because they did.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Two of them ran like to the northwest, and two of them ran to the east. So which ones are you going after? Because you would only be able to get two of them at most.
So, you said 2 to the east and 2 where?
2 to the west, basically to the left and to the right.
I'll go to the east then.
Okay.
I only rolled an 11.
Okay.
To bring them back for questioning. I assume that's the whole goal.
I would like to catch at least one of them, that's for sure.
Try not to eat them up too much.
Okay.
You're like, their mouths need to work properly.
Don't break jaws. Got it. Just legs.
Yeah, I'll say so while Zash is running after these guys, what is everyone else doing?
I suppose Iluna would talk with Nox. That's their biggest source of information right now.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who's been rounded up, but so is anyone else doing anything? Besides Zash is running off to go help round some more up.
Yeah, Zash, you said you
I
were
kind of want to go and get the other two.
I was going east.
Okay.
I'll go west and I'll grab the others if I can. No one shall live.
Being able to talk, stay alive.
Okay, so Zash went this way, and Seftis is going this way. So yeah, Seftis, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Ooh, not good.
Okay. All right. So while those two are heading out, is what you said, Iluna, you wanted to talk to General Knox. And what are Nylor and Smith doing during this?
So there's
Just
like a
hanging
whole
out.
bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go through them and see if they have any belongings.
Okay.
We may have already done that. I don't know. I'm like completely lost. I don't remember anything that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like we like pushed through the combat at the very last part. You guys, it was like a fireball erupting Earth, Zash going up just punching people, Seftis.
I think there was like an entanglement down too.
Yep. There was. It was. They were doing some bare knuckle boxing, and you guys ruined the party.
I remember.
Yep. What are you doing?
In like the circular arena.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
What'd you say you were doing,
bodies
Smith?
were looted though. And
I'm just hanging out. I kind of just wanted the guys who surrendered just to get away, but it's I'll just wait for the group to regroup pretty much.
Smith, can you roll me an intelligence saving throw? Thanks, buddy. So, Iluna, what did you want to ask General Knox?
He said previous to this encounter that he knew Miska and worked with him.
Yeah.
He were guards together or something. As far as I gathered from watching it all through. So Miska and or Kane are our main. Like, I mean, Thunsorn, he's been rounded up, so those two are the ones who have all the power and did what Thunsorn asked them to do. So, yeah, ask him what he knows about Miska, if he's ever been in contact with him in the past, I don't know, year or so.
Wait, say that again?
Nox worked with Miska in the past, and they were friendly, and then, so, what he knows about him now, if anything, if he's in contact with him, or if he could put us in contact with him.
While he's, watching his men go to work, They're also helping Nylor go through the bodies, trying to find any evidence, any information, stuff like that.
So, yeah.
And when you ask him this, he says, "I would not be able to get you in touch with him. I don't know where he's been for some time."
How long ago have you last spoken with him? I mean, if you were friendly or whatever, did you know he was creating these troubleshooters, or did he ever hint to want to create such a group before? You just
The last time
was him departing guard done with animosity, or did he just kind of leave?
The last time I saw him was over 20 or so years ago.
Oh.
We have a storied history, but...
Well, you didn't hear whispers of him putting this troubleshooters group together?
Believe me, I've been aware that he's had influence in their movements. I've been aware of that for some time. But it's being able to do anything about it. He's sort of like at this point you notice that like something about his demeanor has changed. When you guys whenever you guys first talked to him and brought up the troubleshooters up here, he was fairly gung-ho about coming up here and putting an end to them. When you guys got there, he was very confident of himself in giving them the 2-second head start as he said, but you can see that something about him is sort of like nullifying.
Oh crap, I had another question. I don't remember. Oh. So all his men have been killed. I would imagine he's going to know fairly quickly what kind of, from what you knew from him in the past, will the city guard be able to handle the rest of the troubleshooters?
That's if we're going to be allowed to go after him.
Allowed? I thought you had a pretty high rank. Are you not influential?
I have my...
Won't they...
I have my superiors that I must contend with. General Sabine. And you see that he, when he says that, he sort of, chokes back a little bit. She's a feisty one. I'm not sure what her opinion of what I've done here is going to be.
What do you mean? We followed your, I don't know, direction. Because in the end, you're the city guard. We're just trying to help friend's family.
And look at what we have done. We have put to rest a group of men that would do anything for a bit of coin. A group of men that would turn to cruelty, treachery, all for a sliver of gold. The world is truly a better place without their presence. You see a flicker of pride in his eyes when he says that, but it's definitely being slightly masked by an insecurity that you can't quite place.
Slightly out of game, you seem to be pretty forward with anything I would insight check on.
Well, because I'm taking into consideration that you have a 15 passive insight. So he's not really wearing his, he's not really trying to mask his he's not doing the best to mask his emotions, I guess I should say. While this is going on,
where's our place in all of this then?
Wait, say that again?
Where's our place moving forward? We just wait for you to speak with General Sabine, and then we're this much involved because we felt like I had the city guard. I don't know, approval? Approval is not an appropriate term, but
well,
that's I've got.
Let me say it this way: the collective of the guard would not approve of what we've done here. I, on the other hand, do. It was too long we have gone with inaction in this matter. The troubleshooters and Miska, they will find their respite in death. But
it doesn't sound like you know how we are forward.
Wait, say that again?
It doesn't sound like you know how we are to move forward.
As all adventurers do. Continue traveling. Save the world. Do good. Rescue people. Pull them from situations that they cannot help themselves out of. Be heroes. And put an end to those who would turn on their friends and their people for a glint in the bottom of the bag.
Would General Sabine want to see us or speak with us?
I'm sure she will want to speak to you in time. Once she is aware of what has gone on here, I'm sure she will be quite interested in speaking with you.
Okay. I guess Luna would just respectfully say thanks and take her leave and wait for the rest of the party to get back. Yes. I have no further questions currently.
Alright. 1 second. So, Nylor, while
Yes.
you and the group are going over everything, there is they're on one of the guards that, or on one of the troubleshooters that you are looking over their body. You actually do find a note that seems to be addressed from Miska himself.
Okay. What's it say?
It says, Once the job with the Innsmouths is done, meet me at Moonstone Mask the night before the Grand Ball.
Is that the meeting?
You might be able to assume.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else of any importance?
Nothing that you are able to find across any other bodies. It seemed the one that you pulled this from was wearing a little bit nicer armor. He may have been one of the, kind of like senior ranking members of the troubleshooters.
Okay. I'm gonna
It's been-
walk over to
it's
the rest of the
been
group.
where?
Yeah, it said meet him there after the Innsmouth task
Did
is
it say
complete.
a specific place? Meet
Yeah, he said
absolutely.
Moonstone Mask.
the day before the Grand Ball. We have to go talk to Beauty and the Beast.
Who found the slipper?
Oh,
That's the wrong.
It's all the same shit.
Okay,
It's all
I'm gonna-
Disney.
All the people, all the group members that are around me, I'll show them the note. Also, look at my dice.
Nobody wants to see your stupid dice.
I want to see your stupid dice.
oh my goodness.
Ah,
I
nice.
do.
Are those like the frosted?
Yeah.
Yes. Hold on.
Did you show him your tray?
No, I will though.
Who's still at this state? Iluna, Smith, and Nylor, right?
And Albina, unless Lucas did something with her.
Albuna's just not paying attention to anything now.
Right.
Albina is
It's
Her
like
and
she's
Iggy are
working.
picking apples.
Albina is
She's
Albina is currently praying to Tempest. That is what we will say. Yeah, I have the red set, Tony. Because it's in my Ouroboros bag. Because this is
That's actually really cool.
These are all the dice of characters I have played who have died. So this has my barbarian, my monk, my necromancer, and my sorcerer.
You see I bought a wormwood dice tray though.
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's only slightly worth the money.
Yeah.
And see, like, you guys have all seen my mini, right?
Mm-hmm. Your frog.
Yeah. So I made sure I got a book that matches the skin.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, I fully understand. I fully understand going to that extreme, because when I played a necromancer, I bought this. Necromancy Volume 11.
That's awesome.
Because he was level 11, and it
Does it have spell cards in it?
No, it's a dice tray.
Oh. That's
So-
cool.
Oh, that's actually really
And
cool.
it also
That's
has
super,
a
super
mirror
cool.
that you can use as a dry
mirror.
erase to keep track of like hit points and spell slots and stuff
That's
like
awesome.
What
The
the,
druid-
hell?
the-
That's so cool.
The druid in our
actually.
group has like a little book that he has all his spells in it,
that. Yeah.
in case he has to reference them, so he doesn't have to use D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yes. So you are able to find that note on one of the guards' bodies. And we'll say, Zash, as you trek after the two that you were following, with your, you said you before you said you had like an 11, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're following their tracks. They did not get that far. But you see that after a point, they do go off in different directions. You're able to follow one and get him. So when you do, like, he's maybe about 50 feet ahead of you, and you are easily faster than him.
Okay. I'm just gonna call out to him. You better stop running, or I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you and drag you back.
Okay. Roll me an intimidation check.
Yes, sir. Ooh. Oh.
Did you roll a nat 1?
That's a 3.
Ooh.
I rolled a 4.
Oh boy.
He's just laughing at me.
So the thing is that, you know, he looks back and he sees that it's only you, and he quickly turns, and you see that as he's pulling a dagger from his side, and he goes to throw it at you.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Can I do some flavor shit here?
Sure.
Can I activate my gauntlets and use the knockback to both hit him with the force and shoot the dagger back at him?
So yes.
Or shoot the dagger back?
Yes, because I'm going to say that considering he is running and he's turning to throw this, your deflect missile ability would kick in. So yes, you can. So describe what you do, because you can do it however you like.
It's just gonna be like a full-on sprint, and when I see him like reaching up to throw the dagger, Zash is just gonna kind of slow down, and he's gonna charge up the gauntlets and then punch, kind of at the same time.
Okay.
Like think of the scene where Korra is fighting Narlock.
Never saw
and
it.
his. Oh my gosh! Okay.
What?
I've never seen that one.
I need you to go watch it tonight.
Yeah, you
Cancel
need to get
your
off.
plans. Yep. It's actually such a good scene. But for the people who've watched it,
Yeah.
it's that.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. But yes, like I said, you are able to do it. You are able to do it however it is you wish. You do launch it back at him. It hits him in the chest, and from that, he does stumble around a bit before falling to the ground.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk up to him and just kind of disappointed dad and be like, "Why did you run? Why'd you try to throw a dagger at me, dude?"
He looks up at you, and he says, "I'm gonna die anyway. What does it matter? At least I can give it a shot."
Reach out my hand. Come on, you're not gonna die. God, it's like in your shoulder blade, dude.
You're just gonna
Man up.
This isn't gonna kill me, but I know you are. You just murdered half of the men.
Hey, I mean, maybe if you're not a shithead, I won't.
Roll me a persuasion check, because you're not like actively like snarling down on this guy.
Fuck me. 7.
Dice, Joe.
Seriously.
Okay. So with that, he holds his hand up to grab at yours.
He's gonna try to shank me.
As he is doing this, he quickly pulls, and you know you're reaching down over. You sort of lose your balance just a little bit, and he pulls you down, and he uses that momentum to pull himself forward. But the moment he does, you see out of the corner of your eye a dark shadow move across the ground. And as he's going to run, he trips over it and lands face first right into a rock.
Is he dead?
He's not dead, but
Okay.
the moment that he hits, you do hear like an almost skull-splitting sound.
Oh.
And you hear just on the wind this, and I don't know if you could hear that, but it was like a tisk.
No,
it was like a whispered on the wind, like a tisk tisk tisk.
Okay. I look around. Do I see anything?
No, nobody's there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go check him out. Is he breathing?
Yeah, he's breathing. It's just one of those, you know, he's just had his ass knocked to the ground and is.
Alright, well, I'm gonna pull some rope out. Well, I'm gonna pat him down first and see if he has any other weapons on him. And if he does, I'm gonna take him.
He has 3 more daggers.
Okay,
Oh my God.
Gonna take the daggers away.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull some rope out, tie his feet up, throw it over my shoulder, and start dragging his ass back to the estate.
Okay. Yeah, you, and we will say during this time, Cephtus, you are booking it after these two, but unfortunately, you know, you're following their tracks, and they do split off in different directions. Unfortunately, the one that you follow, eventually you get to a point where you're heading west and up to the north. And the pathway that you're following eventually comes to a fairly steep drop-off down to like a rivered ravine. That you can see that this guy is like slowly climbing, well, slowly, but you can see that he has like scurried on down this thing and is making his way down towards that river. Are you going to continue pursuit?
No. Can I try and shoot him with my crossbow?
Sure.
Just want to roll an attack for that or something?
Oh, yeah. Just go ahead and roll an attack.
Oh, longbow, actually. I forgot I had one of those.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
Nice roll.
Where are you hitting him?
Eye socket.
Oh
Well,
my god.
He's definitely like pressed up against this, like, you know, rock face as he's going down, and you're sort of aiming down at him. So you could hit him in the, you know, if you move over a little bit, you could maybe hit him in the leg, you could hit him in the arm. If you want to shoot him in the head, that's perfectly fine, if that's what you want to do.
I want to shoot him in the head, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going for like a kill shot as soon as I'm not following him.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll the damage. So, you definitely hit him. You hit him, like, right in the side of the head, and the moment you do, you see that he is sort of, like, propelled off of this rock face, and just begins tumbling backwards. His screams begin to echo across this valley, until eventually he hits the water at the bottom, and from where he lands, you just see a crimson tide begin to flow downriver. If you know that you did not kill him, but he is dead by the time he reaches the bottom.
Nice.
Supposed to bring him back. How we question a dead person?
Yeah, well... he didn't want to at this point.
Anybody got speak with dead?
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I love it. So yeah, we will say that out of the two of you that were, you know, going and pursuing after these fine, upstanding gentlemen, Zash is able to bring one of them back. So what we will pick back up. Everyone has reconvened back at the estate. What?
Hi, Kaylee.
Tony says hi. Hi. She says hi, if you couldn't hear.
I couldn't.
But as you're all reconvening back at the estate, you see.
I wanted to it never got to happen before. Kind of talk with Anime
Okay.
more in depth about why she seems so horrified about that ring. Because that's like, I mean, we've been moving 1,000 miles an hour since, but that's not gone away from Iluna's mind. She wants to keep Anime safe and wants to know why. Yeah. Like.
Yeah. When you.
Anime's terrified.
When you ask her this.
From her perspective, at least. So, like, double checking what that was about.
When you ask her this, she seems to almost stammer just a little bit, and she says, "I can't quite place it. There was a destructive magic about it. It felt like if I had looked in it, or if it had looked at me, I would be dead. Just, it was just evil."
That does not bode well. I mean, it seemed powerful. But if we go after that mage, I mean, it puts us all in danger, but yeah, it seems like it would put us all in danger more than we realize. If it could destroy you, instantaneously, possibly.
Yeah, roll me an Arcana check, Iluna.
Oh, I got a good one.
Yep. So with what Smith had explained, and knowing what you know about Anime being a creature called forth from the sheer essence of the Fae, you sort of get it in your mind that being that Iluna is a summoned creature in generally by design, that if she was put before a field of anti-magic, that she might just poof. Because she is comprised of magic. She is the embodiment of your connection to nature and the Feywild. She is that embodiment.
And would just undo her, just like
Kinda.
undoing all magic. But I wouldn't be able to reanimate her. That she would just. That's just.
You're not 100% on that, because you are aware that if she is severely hurt, that you can bring her back within a certain period of time.
This sounds worse than that, because she would still have some kind of physical form.
Right.
From.
And that's what you're not 100% on. You're not 100% on whether or not an anti-magic field might just, disapparate her, or if it would annihilate her.
Wow.
See, That's what I was sitting on for like all this time. I forgot to ask it in a previous session, and I wanted to talk with Anime because she seemed freaking terrified.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you be that scared of a ring? Okay, anyhow, Luna would just respond with, we'll do our best to keep you away from that source of magic.
She nods and she says, believe me, I plan on doing everything I can to keep myself away from anything like that.
Definitely always, I guess we can have the knowing that you will leave if you, on your own accord, to save yourself.
And we'll say it's about this time that that Zash is returning with his captive. There is one more thing that there's one more thing though that I want to I want to showcase before you know everyone turns. Cephas. When you are when you're at that ravine, you know, you just took this guy down. You know, you really hold, you know, no, you know, I can only imagine very little, you know, regard for him. But something that you notice where you were standing. You guys are just a few miles away from Neverwinter proper. As after you kill this guy, or after, well, you shot this guy and then he died via natural means. And by natural, I mean he naturally fell down a mountain, and you know, naturally that's gonna make someone unlive. You're sort of standing there at the top of this you know, sheer face, and you notice something off in the distance, to the north, actually kind of to the northeast. Something you haven't seen in quite some time. You realize that you are closer to the volcano that at one time destroyed half of Neverwinter. And I posted a picture, kind of what the scene far away looks like. This is clearly not what it looks like right next to you. But you sort of get this sensation, this, like, pulse in your chest from your arcane core.
Huh. Is it a good pulse or a bad pulse?
You're not really sure. You've never felt something like that before. But you feel almost a draw to that direction. It's not like, like I am possessed being drawn towards this, but almost like you have a connection in that moment. Yeah.
And this is
Cool.
just Cephas?
Yeah, this is just Cephas. This is like right after
Okay.
he
Muck ducked.
accidentally made a man lose his footing while he was climbing a sheer rock face, hundreds of feet above a raging torrent.
Yeah, I can't wait to explain my dude to the party.
For what it is worth, you do know that is Mount Hottenau.
Hot now.
I love that name.
Yes.
If there is any naming mechanic that I have ever loved, it is Dungeons and Dragons Mount Hottenau. It is hot now because it burned half of Neverwinter.
That's funny.
I mean, it's the only appropriate name
Yeah, there's just an E.
when you have never
There's an
winter
E in the
going
middle.
on.
It's hot E now. Because, you
Yeah.
know, that's
I'm
how you
sure
make
you're
things fantasy.
supposed to pronounce it like oat.
I'm sure. All right, so yeah, we will say that everyone has at this point has reconvened back at the estate.
Who shares what about their stories? Because Iluna would definitely update on how she tried to learn more about Niska, and that Nox. I don't know if any of you would want to speak with Nox, especially Zash, separately.
I
But
might.
Nox does seem like the city guard and or General Sabine may look poorly on this particular route we took, but he led us to take, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna shift all blame to him. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna walk up to the party, just dragging this guy, and I'm gonna look at Seftis. You catch anybody?
Yeah, that's...
No, I didn't see anything, unfortunately. They just must have
Okay.
slipped me.
Well, I got this dude, so we're in luck.
Good job, Sash.
He still has
Kept
his
him alive.
the dagger in his chest, by the way.
Oh god.
I mean,
I never removed it.
take it out. It'll bleed out.
Yeah, you're
Right,
you're
right.
saving him.
Right.
Anyhow,
That's using
You're
your
like-
do
brain.
you share anything about what happened with the shadow yet? Or is Zash still kind of oblivious to these not clues?
I'm pretty sure Zash is just like losing his mind. He's gonna be needing to be committed soon.
I mean, he
5150
briefly
me.
mentioned to Iluna something like a phase step happened and that kind of...
So the teleport, yes. Seeing the shadows, the way I'm interpreting it as for Zash is he's quite literally losing his shit. Just because of all the
He's
stuff
not
that's happened to him in such a short amount of time. He kind of thinks like he's just losing his mind a bit.
And I presume Seftis does not mention his...
Nope.
Little...
Nope, he didn't see
activity.
nobody.
I didn't
No,
see
I mean,
nobody.
The whole, the core slash...
The core thing,
volcano, like...
no, probably not detailing that as yet.
I'm just making sure the stuff that he... That's why I'm asking. What do we...
What do you know? What don't you know?
Yeah.
Just that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Iluna would share a little bit of how Anime feels like she would probably just disappear if we encounter the anti-magic of that ring again. And we're
Well,
working,
I mean, she is a
like,
magical
and I are
creature.
working to allow her to just take her own direction. She felt the need, I think. I don't know. If we encounter the anti-magic, she may not stay with us.
I mean, yeah, it's understandable. I mean, she's a magic creature, so it would make sense.
I'm gonna show Chef Seftis and Zash the note that I found on the body.
I forget what the note said. Did you post it? No.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember what the note says.
My bad.
I wrote it
That's okay.
down and I've lost it already. But I wrote it down.
There you go. Once the job with the Innsmouth is done, meet me at the Moonstone Mask the night before the ball.
I'll just look at Nylor and Cephas and say, huh, well, I guess we know what our next step is. Maybe we should go scout it out first. Maybe, maybe we can, like, set up a trap or something. Would I, like, the area? Would I know about...
Has any of us heard of the Moonstone Mask, including Nox? Or do we not share this note with Nox?
Well, first, do I know anything
like
about the
our
Moonstone Mask?
Group is having like a mini huddle away from Nox and whoever's been collected. Yeah, so do it.
Yeah, so I will say that Zash, as somebody who has grown up, you know, basically in Neverwinter, you know that the Moonstone Mask is one of the renowned feast halls in Neverwinter and pretty much across Faerun. It is sort of known for its discretion as well as its, like, extremely rare delicacies. You have only ever been there once. You were actually there with Lord Innsmouth when he was going to an event, and you were only allowed on the main floor, which is where the dining room is. It's sort of lit by a huge hearth and by lanterns hanging from the sides of a grand staircase. You heard nothing from upstairs. It's a 5-story building. In fact, I will post the picture here.
Is it common knowledge who owns and runs this?
Yeah, like,
like, is this Miska's hideout, or?
No. So
Luna even heard like whispers of this. She spent some time in like Smith.
Well, anyone who's ever heard of Neverwinter, anyone who's ever been to Neverwinter or has heard of Neverwinter has probably heard of the Moonstone Mask, but you don't know the, you don't know any of the specific. Like, this is kind of like going to a multi-star Michelin restaurant in, like, New York where Gordon Ramsay is doing the cooking that night.
Okay.
But beyond that, they do have, they have the dining room. There's more floors above it. In fact, whenever Zash went there one time with Lord Innsmouth, there was he had gone upstairs, and you realized that like you couldn't actually hear anything going on up above, but there was some festivities here in that room.
Did I get the inkling that it was, like, because of magical means I couldn't hear?
You could assume. It would not be a bad idea to assume.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yo.
Hello.
Hi. So, touch out a game. Lord Innsmouth did or did not come with us.
Did not.
I feel like he did not.
He stayed back.
It was us and then the city guard and that's
and Nox, yeah. Sergeant Nox.
Oh. Yeah, but he's part of the city guard. Like, and no part of the, like, Zash's family did not come with us.
No. They stayed with Lord Innsmouth. They asked if I wanted them to come, and I said no, because we had the city guard coming with us.
That's that they're all at Benny's just like waiting?
I don't know if they went with Thunsorn or not.
So if I'm not mistaken, your parents were you guys had left with General Nox, or you guys had left with Sergeant Nox to go and do this deed. Lord Innsmouth stayed behind with your parents at Benny's office.
Okay.
So, because Thunsorn was taken away to jail.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
Is my-
that's technically their home.
Is my roped up guy still knocked out?
Yeah, he's still out.
Okay.
You imagine it might have something to do
I
with the
don't-
fact that he was conked on the head, and
Right.
also has lost an okay amount of blood. Not enough to be, fatal, but you definitely left a trail.
It'll scab.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to Cephas and Nylor about scouting out the place, the Moonstone Mask. So I just re-clarify, I don't know who owns or runs this place.
Roll me a history check. That's gonna be a hell of a check.
Well, I rolled a 5, so I probably
Nope.
don't need it. Okay. Balls. God, I was thinking, like,
but
maybe we could go
Are we-
talk to whoever owns or runs the place, or maybe, like, the doorman. I feel like I'd have to get Lord Innsmouth to go, just to try to pull information and see why the troubleshooters are meeting here.
is the next. So we are keeping this from Nox. We are not asking him what.
I have no idea. I haven't really got to that far yet.
Well, I mean, like, Nox is over there.
I mean, it's up to
he
you
would
guys.
know more.
Do you guys want to scout this place out? Like, what do you guys want to do with this information?
I think we should. Well, we don't know
I
when
think
the ball is.
Lord Innsmouth.
Yeah, we do.
Do we know what?
We don't know.
We're
the
just
time.
assuming that the ball is the meaning.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's. I think that's pretty easy
Yeah.
to piece together.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
I mean, it's this grand event where they're having all of these, renowned people coming. So
and he said the day before, and it's still 2 days away. More than 2 days
it would
away.
be-
yeah. So tomorrow.
So, do you want to go scout it out a day ahead of time, which is like right now?
I mean, we could.
I mean, I don't really remember the last time we took a rest because I have a lot of spell slots gone. And I'm not going to lie, I'm like looking at the other video, and I streamed it on April 11th. So it's been almost a month. And like, yeah, like my memory of it is completely gone. Like I don't remember.
Well, I mean,
what we
I
did.
don't think we're really gonna be fighting anybody, honestly. I think we just. I don't know. I mean, so I have an idea of the building, but if they get inside there, I don't think there's gonna be a lot we can do once we're inside.
That note was just on one of them. So he must have had some position of leadership or something to make sure the rest of them, unless it was just that one guy supposed to meet.
Did I find anything else on my tied up dude?
No, nothing on him.
Okay.
Do we want to question anyone who's still around?
Yeah, I said you found the 3 daggers.
Right. I just meant, like, any notes, anything like that. Any correspondence.
Okay, roll me investigation. Because I know you said, does he have any more weapons? I did not know if you had looked in further to him.
No, I did just say weapons, but I guess I could just reinvestigate now.
Yeah.
17.
I'm gonna roll a D2 real fast just because I... Yep. You find a note. As you open it up, you actually see it in his breast pocket. A little bit of his blood has stained the corner, but you see 3 stick figures there. There's like 2 big ones and like a little one, and it says on there, Good luck at your new job. It's like written in childish handwriting. It says, good luck at your new job. Mommy and I are so proud of you. Love, Tanya.
Oh, Tanya,
It is
of
a
course.
specific name.
All that, it just makes me think of Tanya Harding. Oh, God.
Well, whoever wrote this note has not murdered or has not attacked somebody with a ice skate.
My knees are in danger.
Just as a quick recap for Hannah, real fast. Basically, after the desolation of the troubleshooters, the group went about various tasks. Zash and Seftis ran after the few guys that tried to escape. Zash was able to get one of them. That's the one that he just found a note on his person. Unfortunately, Seftis was not able to reclaim one of his targets, but he did find him trying to scale down a cliff face where Seftis shot him with a longbow. It didn't kill him, but the fall definitely did. And
Technically not a murderer.
No, he's not a murderer. He's, yeah, no, the rocks are. The rocks killed a man. And that was whenever he sort of... Yeah, that was whenever he sort of looked up to the north and he saw Mount Hotenow, the picture that I posted earlier in the feed, and he sort of felt like a ping almost, like a draw to it in a sense. While this was all going on, Nylor was looking over the bodies of the fallen troubleshooters, and on one of the bodies, he found a note saying he found a note from Miska saying. Once the job at the Innsmouths is done, meet me at the Moonstone Mask the night before the ball. And the Moonstone Mask, as those who are familiar with Neverwinter, is a kind of ritzier feast hall in Neverwinter. And that's pretty much where we're at. Zash has brought the body... Well, he's brought his captive back, and has just found the note in his breast pocket. Saying, good luck at work. We're so proud of you. So,
Go. Currently, did the city guard round up any of the troubleshooters? Because I thought about 8 of them got away. Did they not get any of them?
Only 4 of them got away.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, there was 8.
There were 8 that tried to escape.
Okay, then what happened to the other?
The archers sniped them.
They killed them.
Yeah.
They were...
So there's 1 person to question out of all of them.
Out of the 3 that actually survived getting out of there... out of the 4 that actually escaped the massacre... 1 has been brought back. And he has a note from his young daughter, Tanya, that says, I love you, Daddy. You are my only father. And it would be a tragedy if you had befall any injury.
It's an essay.
Yes.
3 pages long.
She's a very talented young girl, and you imagine that the death of her father might scar her enough to make her withdraw into herself, forever locking away her talents.
Well...
talents.
Guess I'm just gonna have to go kill Tanya so that she doesn't get revenge on me. Lucas, I stealth away from the group.
Revenge orphans! Murder the children!
He's still alive.
Cue the Star Wars music.
Bum, bum, bum.
Where's Anakin?
Yeah.
Did you share this filed written note with anyone? Is Iluna feeling guilty, or is she clueless?
If I'm being completely honest, Zash would look at it and then just put it back. Like, he wouldn't really think twice about it. Like, people have kids, but it doesn't stop them from doing shitty things, so...
Yeah.
Like, odds are he lied to his daughter about what he was going to do anyways. I think I'm partial to just turn this guy over to Nox and let him question him and then just touch base with Nox again at a later date. And then maybe go spy on this meeting at the Moonstone Mask.
How are we
'Cause,
gonna
like-
get in there though?
Well, one of
I
us
mean,
can
it's-
turn into a spider,
For-
and I have an idea of the layout, and I could probably use my Innsmouth connections to pull an invite into the place.
As you, so looking at the map real fast, you will notice that Moonstone Mask is like the most western, on this map, it's the far north. It's the very top of it. But you see that it's like a small
Oh,
island.
on the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, it's really on an island like the image? I thought you
Yes.
just kind of.
No. That
I
is
was gonna
Moonstone.
ask that, and then
the picture-
it skipped my.
The picture that I posted in the feed is Moonstone Mask from the video game Neverwinter.
Isn't the library up there in the northwestern corner
In the northwest
where
corner?
my sister's
No,
at?
that is the House of Knowledge. That is like to the center of
Okay.
of Neverwinter.
So we could go back, talk to her, see what she found out about the thing I totally remember that I sent her to there to get information about.
Yup.
And then we could go up to the Moonstone Mask and do a little spying.
The Harpers, if they are trustworthy, the Egg, how to manage and destroy, the Black Egg Cult, what she can learn about them, and what she can find out about the meeting in Neverwinter.
Okay. I should totally write that down. Do you have that type? Can you copy paste that to me, Lucas?
Yes.
Please and thank you. Did I?
I thought she was learning more about teleportation, but no, she didn't know anything about.
You guys have
We
not
didn't
No
even
way.
know.
Yeah.
We saw the circle, but you didn't talk to her about the circle in the basement.
No.
Oh, that works too. Okay. Yeah, I mean, she might have information on just teleportation circles in general,
Highly likely.
or be able to get it easily.
Ow.
I am gonna,
Finger.
depending on what you guys want to do, though, I do want to talk to Nox real quick too. Are you guys cool with me giving him this guy to interrogate?
I think that's fine.
Yes? No?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Alright, well, I'm gonna pick the rope back up and drag him on over to wherever Nox is at.
Yep, you see that he's starting to collect the bodies. He's getting the carts that the Innsmouths use more for moving rocks and material and stuff like that. He is collecting the bodies onto there as he goes.
Okay, I'm just gonna call out to him. Hey, Sergeant Knox.
Yes.
I got one. He, hand to gods, slipped and fell right on a rock, knocked himself out.
Absolutely.
This is not me. The knife was kind of me. He threw it at me, and, like, you know, I used dope monk shit to send it back at him.
He looks at you and he says, "I understand. Plenty of times."
Wink, wink.
Yeah, plenty of times in my days, I've had someone slip and fall.
Okay. Well, we figured it would be best to turn him over to you since you are the authority here, and you guys can just, you know, do whatever ethical things you do to people to interrogate them. You know, maybe he falls down another set of stairs. Maybe he goes swimming upside down with a cloth over his face. I don't know what you guys do. But yeah, I would really appreciate it if you could touch base with me if he gives you guys anything meaningful, information-wise, on Miska.
You see that he like cracks his knuckles, and he says, "I will find out every bit of information that he has."
Oh, well, you know, if you want a trick, if you take a long tube sock and put an orange in it, and you beat somebody with it, it feels like they're getting hit with a rock, but it doesn't bruise.
And
Just, you know.
Why does Ash know this?
Why does JJ know this? Better
Well,
question.
I had an interesting childhood with siblings.
So you actually see he pulls something out of a small pouch on his side.
Is it an orange?
It is not. It is this symbol. It is a golden sphere that has golden spikes running the diameter or running the circumference of it, and like embedded into the center is a hole, and he takes this leather strap that he has with it, and he feeds it through there, and he ties it off, and he begins swinging it in his hand. He says, "Or if you hit them with something like this, they will scream whatever it is they can tell you."
Oh my god.
Anyone who's witnessing this,
Well,
roll me a religion check.
I'm here, right?
What?
I'm not like.
Yes, you are, Hannah.
Okay.
Roll a what? check?
Oh my god, I'm buying new
Religion.
dice after this.
Maybe switch to D&D Beyond.
Seriously? I rolled a
God,
5.
we all
Uh,
rolled
If
garbage.
Luna actually sees this thing flailing about, she's gonna walk up to Nox.
I feel like I should know
Because
something
we
about
just
this. What the
told
heck?
I was gonna say, Albina being a cleric and especially a war cleric, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Yes. Better.
Okay. So Albina, you recognize this as the symbol of a monitor. He is so a monitor is the deity of order, the sun, law, and time. The main thing that you know about a monitor is that he's known as the harsh but fair deity. He is often revered by he's often revered by, rulers and soldiers. And you have heard that the knights of a monitor are, while they are just in their actions, there has been known to be cases of knights and paladins and clerics of a monitor that have exercised gross amounts of or gross abuses of power.
Doesn't sound familiar at all.
And I express that to the group.
Do I get the sense that this is like a religious symbol?
Oh yeah, no. This is the religious symbol from what Albina says. Yeah, Smith, you recognize this, but something seeing General Knox standing there, like spinning this almost in a menacing way, looking down at this guy.
Oh my god.
There is something frighteningly familiar about that scene. Almost as if you have seen that before.
Dash is just going to keep it to himself that this
He's
guy has a
not
daughter. Sorry, Tanya.
Why does everybody care about the fake daughter? She's not real.
You think he just carries things in his breast pocket? Just
By the way, Knox, he has a family. Maybe
Even better.
you
He
shouldn't
pulls out
beat
another
him
one.
with the pointy thing that you're swinging around.
Even better. He pulls out a second
Jeez,
one.
Fine, I'll fucking plea for this dude.
Well, like, if you wanted to have killed him, you could have killed him. We don't want him
didn't.
dead.
It's not
Exactly.
on my... Okay, but I can't control what other people do, Tony.
If you give him all the information, you kind of can edge him in the right direction.
What information am I withholding?
The information that we just got you to tell Knox.
What?
The fact that he has a daughter.
Oh, you think this psycho's gonna care?
You never
General
know.
Knox, this man, look at the... I'll pull out the thing. I'll snap the sheet a few times. He has a wife and a daughter, so, you know, maybe make the wounds in a easily, you know, spot to cover, you know, none on the face or the arms. Maybe keep it to the chest.
As he's looking at
No
that,
more swimming with the shirt off, you know.
I already said before, if Iluna sees him swinging this
he's
thing
not
around,
swinging it. He's spinning it in his hand.
What?
Yeah, yeah,
It's just a fidget spinner, guys.
yeah.
It's not a
You know, kind of like, you know, like
Oh god.
kind of just like standing there, like,
What did you do?
you know, I mean, it's just a roll of tape. But, you know, just sort of standing there, like, spinning this thing around. But when he looks at the at the note, he says he sort of looks at it, and he goes and he puts this symbol away, and he says,
See?
"Fortunately, I'm not the one who does most of the interrogating anymore. Sabine has frowned upon my methods in the past."
Honestly, I couldn't see why. I mean, that was the symbol of your god, right?
Yes, a monitor.
Yeah, so, you know, just righteous fury. If they weren't bad, then they wouldn't get hit.
If they did not
And
stand,
honestly, how are they going to learn if you don't hit them?
if they did not stand on the side of Atir, then they stand on the side that is against her.
I say that to Nylor all the time. He just doesn't get it. Anyways, when's the last time you talked to Miska?
Yeah, I already said all those. I
Yeah.
told you what he
Did
told
you?
Yeah,
Yes.
she did say that she
Oh,
informed
okay.
you of what he said, which she told you was about 20 years ago.
Okay. Did you, I don't remember, did you ask him about, like, any recent news or information on him?
Yeah, he seemed to not know any of it.
Oh, what a piece of
That
shit.
o-
Okay.
He only knew that I would imagine the troubleshooters were kind of
Mm-hmm.
up and coming, but it seems like the whole city knows the troubleshooters were up and coming.
Right.
Just through whispers or whatever.
I'll just
And that
ask him.
He seemed to be a little distraught about what happened, but it may be because General Sabine will be upset and not on a personal level. I'm not exactly sure.
Sergeant Knox, do you have any ideas who are the troubleshooters' backers?
Isn't it Kane?
I feel like they
I'm
are
not
being
sure
backed
what
by
you're asking.
like in order for them to get a foothold in the city the way that they have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know they've been getting help from the mage and a little bit from Castino, but is there anybody else?
Not Castino, Kane.
Kane.
Isn't that... Oh, what's their last name? Did I mess up their last name again?
No, Kane.
Something.
Castino is the one who runs the casino. Kane is his.
Isn't
brother.
that his brother?
Kane is his brother.
Right. I thought their last name was Castino.
Nope. Glenathan.
No. it's-
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's just my mistake. Okay, my bad. Okay. But yeah, do you think you could reach out to me if you guys find anything important from this guy here?
If I am able to get a hold of you, yes.
You can just send whatever correspondence to the Innsmouth estate here, and they should be able to reach me from there.
What I mean is, when this man is returned, when this man is taken back to Neverwinter, and I report into General Sabine, after what I have done here today, I might not be with the guard much longer.
Well, if you knew this action was inappropriate, why would you lead us to it?
Righteous justice. And he sort of looks at all of you. He says, "It is only those who act in what they think is right that can change this world. Too often, those around sit on their hands with bureaucracy in the way. If you have to send every single person to trial, then you will never have true justice." And he sort of turns back and he looks at all the guys on the cart. He says, "Their greedy ways, led by one of the greediest men that I have ever known. No longer will their hands be able to grip the coin it is that they seek so badly. But it is ours." And he sort of looks around at all of his men. He says, "It is our hands that are the ones to move on. Our hands that are clean of the greed, but have brought justice to those that seek the downfall of civilized society."
I don't know if I want to really get into an argument about worldviews and ideologies right now, so yeah, power to the people, Max.
Take him back.
Huh?
Can't we just take the prisoner back and question him ourselves?
I mean,
We're
I
not
feel like
gonna
I...
get information from Knox
Well-
because he must be paying.
I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do with him after, or if he's even gonna talk. Either way, like, this dude deserves to go to jail. Like, he was a part of a criminal organization who was responsible for murdering one of my family members. I want to see this dude, you know, I want to get justice for my brother, so...
Yeah, but probably would get that. We just won't get any information. If we question
might
him,
not.
then we'll go over to Knox, and Knox can or cannot hand him into the general.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask General Knox. Shit, Sergeant Knox.
Mm-hmm.
If Sabine is harsh with you, you can call for me to back you up. You know, I might not exactly agree with you feeling that you are judge, jury, and executioner, but these were not innocent men. These were not men who did not have dirt on their hands.
Did you guys at all mention to him that you were going to the meeting? I don't
No.
think you did. Yeah, okay.
No.
I did not think you
Not
did.
yet.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If you would have, that might have changed a comment.
Oh, we.
He looks...
You meant the meet them. I was thinking you were saying the new.
No, like going
The,
to the Council of
new
Neverwinter.
information. Yeah.
The fact that Nylor was told by Elia that she would be requesting their presence.
Did Nylor even share that with us?
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
briefly. Like the simple version.
No, we definitely did not say anything like that to Nox.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, everything's been pretty hyper focused on the troubleshooters and Thunsorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we even told Lord Innsmouth.
Um,
He doesn't
I don't think he knows
know
either.
we've been invited to the meeting either yet. Not that it's necessarily a secret from him, but yeah, something else has been going on.
Was he gonna say anything in response?
He sort of looks at you and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "Believe me, as I have traveled these lands for many years, Sabine and I have a history. She will be harsh. My punishment will be just, however she sees fit to execute it. I will accept it as she dishes out. She is my superior."
Well, it's good you have a positive attitude. I don't know. I'm just gonna reach out the opposite hand and to shake his hand and wish him good luck.
Oh yeah, he has like this massive, like
Yeah.
gargantuan hand compared to yours.
As I'm walking away, I'm gonna turn around. One last thing. Do you have any connections at the Moonstone Mask?
No connections. But there was a few times back in my heyday, my adventuring party and I, we would celebrate there. We were quite known back then.
Oh, really? What were you known for?
Well, we were the oh shit, sorry. Shit. Hold on. I wrote it down somewhere.
Ow, my fuck finger.
Shit, where the fuck did I write it? Oh my god, I hate this. I have like a 1,000 notes in here. There it is. Sorry. What did you ask?
I think I asked what he was known for.
Oh yes.
Back in his heyday.
He sort of stands proud, and he says, "Well, I was a member of one of the realm's most illustrious adventuring groups. The adventures we went on. I'm sure you have heard of us in tale. The Stalwart Six." He sort of chuckles and says, "It was always fun." As and so he sort of chuckles as he begins to go over and grab one of the carts and sort of adjust it as he begins to prepare to start moving one of the carts, and he sort of laughs and he says, "The funny thing was, while we were known as the Stalwart Six, there was only 5 of us. We could never figure out why we called ourselves the Stalwart Six, but the Stalwart 5 just didn't have the same ring to it."
L-O-L.
Makes total sense. No, I don't know what I can say anything.
Honestly, Nox, I know what you mean, buddy. We're the Phandalin 5, but there's like, you know, not 5 of us, so... Anyways. Good luck. Good luck with General Sabine.
Yes.
And good luck with this one. Make sure he gets home to Tanya if you can.
I kind of want to ask if we know anything of the Stalwart Six. But I feel like this is going to be no.
Anyone that
they were illustrious or renowned.
anyone that wants to make a history check, you are more than welcome.
Cool, that'll be me.
I rolled a 12. Ooh, Cephas.
Oh man, I know nothing apparently. Luna does not pay attention to history for anything. She's like, the who?
Waiting on Smith as well for Smith's history check. Okay. So, Iluna, unfortunately, you've, like, the name is kind of familiar, but you can't really place it. Same for you, Nylor. You know, isn't really anything that you can discern much of the details. What did you get, Zash?
12.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, Albina and Zash, you guys have heard of the Stalwart Six. You know that they were this fairly well-known group of adventurers from about, like, 30-some, 40-some years ago. While their exploits are known, a lot of it is told as if it's legend. Cephas, this is actually some of these stories here and there are actually some of the stuff that Ludwig had told you about during your short time here in Faerun when he picked up on this information. In fact, Ludwig Ludwig actually told you one time that he had met a member of the Stalwart Six, but he couldn't quite remember very many details about it. Just, you know, he has that like sort of like hazy memory about it. But you did hear that they did kill a storm giant that was destroying a town once to the far north. They were actually also the ones who killed a red dragon to the far south near Kalimshan that was wreaking havoc, almost glassing the area. Smith, when you hear Stalwart Six, you've definitely heard of their exploits. As somebody who has been around a lot of the civilized world for, you know, his 140, 50 some odd years, within the past, you know, ever since they were a thing, but something is off. The name is so familiar. You have heard these stories, but it feels like there's more to it than that. When he said Stalwart Six, it's almost as if you, like, as he says this, you know, like he sort of chuckles. Sergeant Knox chuckles and he says, we were the ones who killed the famed Crimson Blaze, which was the dragon to the south. And when he says that, like, you know that story. You've heard it. Or something. It feels more than that. And as he's explaining this, you get a slight headache, in a way. And as you do, you almost have a brief glimpse in your head of standing before a towering cliffside. To your left, you see a man standing there wearing red clothing. He has a headband on, you know, kind of like darker hair, has got a beard. To his left, you see a woman standing there, a young woman, that has her sort of like auburn kind of brown hair that's pulled back in a ponytail. She's wearing heavy armor and she's carrying a sword. To your right, you see a man that matches General Sabine, or sorry, not General, Alphonse Knox's appearance, just years younger. To his side, you see a man with long, dark hair that is wearing sort of like tighter fitting clothing, with a fair amount of leather. And there's someone else. And as you look back, in, you know, as this memory plays through in your mind, as you turn around, you see somebody standing behind you. It's an elven woman, and as you turn your head back, she smiles and she puts her hand on your shoulder. And the moment she does, she goes to speak, but there's no words. And then the memory fades.
Jesus.
Wow.
I don't imagine he shares this lengthy memory though.
Yep,
Do
with
you?
what? Go Smith.
I don't, but I don't really know what to make out of it either.
I'm just wondering if you would look like you're looking in the far off distance, like you're thinking about something.
She sounds hideous.
Wait, who sounds hideous? Me?
No, I'm just kidding.
Jeez.
No, the
Oh.
khaki. Never mind. That commercial. It was she sounds hideous.
Oh, khakis. Well, he's a man.
I feel like I'm under like some sort of spell. Like, is there a reason? Is this like, I feel like it's just so long ago I can't really recall it, or?
I mean, from what Alphonse is saying, he's only you know, recalling it from like a handful, like you know, 20, 30 years ago. In Elven time, that's barely anything.
Nothing.
A week.
Nothing. So it's not probably 2 or 3. It doesn't seem as long. So that's what I was kind of asking. Does Smith look like he's like lost in thought in a way that we would say, hey, what's going
10,000
on?
yard
Would
stare.
Albina, who knows him
Yeah.
more, notice something?
I mean, that's up to Smith if
With
he
him.
is sort of giving that 1,000-yard
That's
stare.
what we're kind of asking. Or is he like, yeah, lost in thought and we might notice, or...
Well, I would say I'm
Is
just
this
trying to. I wouldn't say I'm lost in thought. I would say I'm just eyeing up Nox, trying to recall more information.
Toss him out.
Yeah.
Would you ask him about what you think you are remembering.
So, why does the memory of them instill such fear? You said I got a chill in my spine when I thought of the stalwart sticks.
Yes.
Do I get a feeling as to why I get that feeling about them, or I can't recall?
Actually, as you are having that memory, it's the moment of turning around and seeing that elf behind you as she put her hand on your shoulder feels like it's that moment that something happened that you can't quite place it, what happened after that. But but it feels like it's how can I put it this way? As you're trying to remember more about it, it's almost as if something is like, it's almost as if something is trying to impede you remembering.
Am I familiar with spells that do that?
You know that there are, like, abjuration spells that can stop people from reading your minds. There's divination that can draw information. Enchantment can impose, you know, like, thoughts and, you know, will onto people. You can't really think of a specific spell right now that could block specific memories, beyond, where is it?
Did anybody else have to make a save?
No.
Or was it just Smith?
Just Smith.
Okay. That's weird.
Roll me an Arcana check. Smith.
Yeah, 16.
You're almost positive that there are spells out there, like that, but it's not your wheelhouse.
Would it be like a modified memory almost?
I mean, out of game, you might be able to assume that.
Okay.
I don't get an advantage on the wisdom check or the Arcana check, do I?
I don't believe so. I think you get it because of recalling information of an object
or creature.
You know what? Yeah, I'll give that. You have that memory.
Oh well.
Yeah, it was worth a shot. But yeah, like I said, something is definitely off in your mind about a lot of this.
Now, does Nox, like, pay me any attention? Like, does he look like he recognizes me? Or do I have any sort of idea about that?
I mean, he has looked at you, you know, in these moments.
Like, he hasn't done, like, a double take of me?
No.
Weren't you saying earlier when he was talking to Stacy that he was, like, uneasy or something?
I was, yes.
Wait, you were, not Nox?
Well, for the passive insight of Iluna, she could tell it was more of sort of that moment of, like, I'm going to, you know, it's better to do and ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission and not, you know, kind of a situation where he did what he felt needed to be done in the moment, but he knows that there's going to be repercussions.
He needs to tell General about it and
right.
in any way out of that.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask, So while Nox was kind of recalling some of the Stalwart Six's stories. Oh wait. One, did Cephas share his info about the storm giant or And
Yeah,
it
probably
said-
would have relayed that to the group. Just saying I've heard the tales of them and that type of thing.
and
But I'll
that
probably leave out the bit about Ludwig.
Oh, fair enough. And that Nox mentioned the name of the name of the dragon directly while Smith was recalling his
I think I said
memory.
Crimson Ember. If I didn't, it is what it is now.
Oh,
You did say that. Oh, did you? Did he?
I have another
Crimson-
draconic name.
Crimson Blaze.
Crimson Blaze. Okay,
But-
cool. Yeah, we'll go Crimson Blaze.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's Cryovane, and then the red dragon that you guys have already, or technically the red dragon that you guys have
Oh.
seen, because it was Shaylin. That one has another name, and it's not this.
Okay,
Honestly, I love how
Why
Michelle
not?
just created a new dragon and then had to stop playing for us to deal
Yep.
with.
Hey, thanks. No, Iluna might say you've taken out a dragon.
We did it one time, back in our younger days.
Okay.
So,
They do- how did
what was the age of the dragon?
that- Yeah.
Could
what
not
are
tell
hints
you.
and tips?
You don't know if it was like an adult or an elder or...
It was big.
Did it have eggs?
I do not remember. I don't believe so.
You do
How did-
not remember.
How did you go about killing it?
You killed one dragon. Yes.
Well, it was not easy. You see that he, sort of gets this memory about him, and he says, we were quite a party. We had a mighty enchantress in our ranks. She was able to put the dragon under a spell that made it not fight for some time.
Wow. What was her name?
Yeah.
Sophia.
Okay. Don't fuck with Sophia.
And he, do you say that?
Yeah.
He sort of, looks forlorn at that comment. And, he says, fortunately, Sophia is no longer with us.
Wow.
What happened to her?
Depending on who you ask.
and ask another adventurer that type of question. Otherwise, it's just seriously impolite.
He says, depending on who you ask, changes what we know. And he sort of like shakes his head. He says, I do apologize. I must be on my way.
No, yeah, I mean, you've helped us out a lot. Have a safe journey back to Neverwinter.
You as well.
All right. So, I think our options now are... We can go back to the library, see what my sisters figured out. We could either spy on Moonstone or, like, try to set up some type of, like, ambush and kidnap Miska or something, although I don't think we actually know what he looks like, so that might not work. We could go back and talk to Kane. I don't remember what the other... I think there was one more thing, though I don't remember entirely. Stacy, Hannah, or Steve, do either of you remember what we talked about? I feel like there's one thing I'm missing.
I
No,
don't know.
like the mages. There's two mages, but we don't know really much about them.
Right.
We suspect one family is tied to this and Maggie's situation, but that's just based on last name. Zelene would be the person we need to was our contact about that. She's not around, so
Right. I suppose Albina could message her,
generally
but...
speaking, we don't know the time of the council
The meeting? No, we don't know the exact time. Although my sister could have figured it out. So it might be...
Yeah,
I think going back and talking with her...
I do too. I want to be more informed, and so far there's like collecting tidbits. This guy Knox worked with Miska, but apparently hasn't followed up on him in a couple of decades.
Yeah.
So knows almost nothing.
Well, no, he only said that he hasn't seen him in almost 20 years. The last time that he's seen him was about 20 years ago.
But he's like heard about it
But
and like what he's up to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I not ask if he spoke with him? Because I thought I did.
No, you did. You absolutely
Like, if he
asked if he had
spoken-
seen or spoken to him, and he said no, not in
Okay.
like 20 years.
Ah, fuck.
He
We should have
doesn't have
asked
any-
if Miska was part of the Stalwart Six.
I literally was just thinking the same thing. Like
Fucking
maybe
balls. Can I chase his ass down? I'm running after Knox.
He's literally like leaving the estate property as you speak.
Zash hits him with this on the bracers to get him to stop.
Yeah, I'll just call out to him. Hey Knox! One last thing.
Yes.
Was Miska part of the Stalwart Six?
You see that he sort of turns around and he has a bit of an annoyed look in his eye. He says, "Unfortunately."
Can you tell us what he looked like back in the
What?
day?
Can we?
The slimy
without
little
saying
bastard.
anything?
Long dark hair. Black,
God.
tight. He was real creepy. Tight leather clothing.
Oh, one of those.
He was always fond of Sophia. Gave Sabine the willies.
Was Sabine part of the Stalwart Six?
And he sort of like raises an eye and he says, "Of course. She was our champion.
Oh,
She was
of
the
course,
one-
of course.
She was the one that led the charge against Crimson Blaze."
And if you don't mind me asking, that was 4 of them. Who was the 5th member of the Stalwart Six?
And he laughs. He says, "The one who got the glory to place the dagger." And as he picks up the thing, he says, "They call him Lord Neverember now."
Oh my God.
Wow.
And he sort of turns around and he has like a sort of like a little bit of a shit-eating grin, and he says, "But don't let him ever tell you, don't ever let him slip away. His real name is Dagult." And he sort of chuckles a bit. So with that, he, sets off down the road.
Okay.
Can I cast a spell magic on myself? I feel like I'm under some sort of spell. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I would also did any of us overhear this? This is just Zash. I presume Zash is going to.
He, like I said, he was literally within earshot. Like,
I mean, okay. So, would the oh my god.
yes, Smith, you
Wait,
can attempt this.
Would Smith have any more further thoughts then when he hears all these names and everything?
You'll have to
One
roll
described.
What is it? A D20?
Describe the same.
Yeah, it's a D20 plus your modifier.
Okay.
Go on, buddy.
$18.
You cast this on yourself. You sort of have like a gist of what you're aiming for, but as you do it, you don't feel anything.
Okay.
Okay, so... Oh, I'm sorry. Did anything happen with Smith? Sorry, I kind of zoned out there.
Nope.
Alright.
Would we have noticed him casting a spell on himself, or was that?
I would have been in the back, ideally. And hoping to go unnoticed.
I'm just wondering if you notice magic being cast, generally speaking.
I mean, if it has like a verbal component.
It is verbal. It is somatic, so there would be some of those. If Smith, if you want, you can roll a perception check a stealth check to see if you beat anyone's passive. Considering this was going on about the time you guys were listening to Nox. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, no, none of you. None of you. None of you see or hear this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. In fact, somehow, Smith tapped into the whole to one of the sorcerer abilities where he's able to cast it without using the verbal the verbal stuff. I'm kidding. That is, in my opinion, one of the craziest things if you ever want to play a very stealthy caster is subtle spell for sorcerers. You spend a point to cast it without verbal or somatic components.
Is that a feat?
No, it's a sorcerer ability. So sorcerers get these
the meta magic?
Yes, that's
right.
Couldn't think of the word. I was thinking invocation, but I know that's warlocks. But yeah, they're meta magic. One of them is subtle spell, and it works very well if you play your cards right.
Hey Lucas, completely out of character. Megan finally replied to my Snapchat. She put in her 2 weeks today. Yeah.
Why would you break the man during D&D, Tony?
Sorry, like she said, yeah, I just can't do it anymore. I'm so exhausted, it's killing me. I spend 90% of my time there, and I'm so dang stressed. I have to call Russ and tell him for sure I'm quitting. He told me to take the weekend to think about it, but I decided to choose happiest and not stress. I'm like, where are you going? Are you still in Pennsylvania? Can I mention it to Lucas? She's like, still in PA. Yeah, you could tell him. A lot of people I know are leaving, so it's no biggie.
She was his backup.
She was gonna be the woman. She was gonna be the person taking over my store.
Yeah, because you were saying that over time that there's been plenty of hiccups there. Now you have a new one.
Sorry, it's just.
It is what it is.
I figured you would want to know now.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. that is what it is. Okay. So, anyway, yeah. What do you guys want to do at this point?
I'm gonna toss my hat in the ring to go to the library.
Okay.
Talk to your sister.
Yeah, if you guys want to split up, we could split up right now.
I'm okay with going to find a sister, see if we can fill in a little bit more of the gaps.
Yeah, take our information and get some more. And Iluna has a personal desire to be in a library, so...
I'm gonna ask Iggy if he will go back and tell Lord Innsmouth that we've cleared out the estate. And that it is safe for him to return.
Yeah,
and he should probably be careful that, you know, the estate might be trapped and it needs to be thoroughly looked over.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll head out there and let him know, and I guess your folks and we can head back here and make sure this place is all right before the big guy gets here.
No.
I'm pretty.
Is Benny gonna? Sorry.
He says, I'm pretty proficient at setting traps, so I should be able to find them quite easily.
I'm just gonna reach out a fist and fist bump him.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
You sent Iggy where?
Back to Lord Innsmouth and my parents.
Okay. Will you have him mention the moon freaking house that I can't think of the name of already?
The Moonstone Mask?
Yeah.
Yes. Will that be mentioned to Lord Innsmouth or not yet?
Is there any value in it at the moment?
Oh,
I don't know if
Lord
there
Innsmouth
is.
might get us in?
Well, I mean, it depends on what we decide to
Or
do, if
maybe-
we even go there or not.
Oh.
I don't think we've really decided.
Well, maybe he can set things up so that he can be available to get us in. If he knows
Okay.
we might want.
I mean, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Iggy, one more thing.
Yeah.
Just let him know we might want
Can
to go
you,
there.
when you see Lord Innsmouth, can you see if he might be able to get us into the Moonstone Mask?
I can definitely see. I'll let him know.
Alright. And then we're gonna go to the library, so if you need to come back to us, that's where we'll be at. Or the inn. Either or.
Can do.
Alright.
Alright. So if you guys want to give me a moment, I gotta go to the bathroom real fast.
Okay.
And then we'll move on to the library.
Why do I have 3 notifications? Oops. Is there anybody who's not gonna go to the library? Oh, Steve, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you gonna go
Yeah,
pick up your
I'll-
armor? Is that ready?
It's not ready yet, I believe. I'm still
Oh.
thinking another day, I think.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, otherwise I would have done that, but yeah, I'll just tag along with you guys to the library.
Okay.
Set some paper on fire for fun.
I hate knowledge.
In our Tuesday game, did I tell you how Adrian attempted to steal a book from the library and got caught?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he tried to do roll over sleight of hand and put it in his thing and rolled super low. And our lawful good cleric and the librarian were sitting right there. And I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna call the guards on him. Oh shit! But no, she just held it out her hand. And she's like, give it back. And Adrian's character was like, but like this is a book. You're supposed to be renting books out. And she's like, not like that, we aren't. And he's like, okay,
Yes.
can I at least take a page? And she's like, absolutely not.
Can I just tear a page out?
Yeah. Like
Can
he
I
was
deface this book?
The book.
we were looking for something, like we have to go inside like a magic school to find some information about an old student that was there, and he wanted to sneak in, so he was looking for a map of the school, and he found the book that it's in, and he very easily could have been like, "Hey, can I check this out?" And nobody would been like, "Oh, sure, go ahead." But instead, he just tried to take it. I'm like, "Oh, well, that wasn't the right choice." And then something based on his like backstory, he asked the librarian something else in Elvish, because the librarian was an elf, and we all kind of like look at our halfling, and he's like, "Oh wait, do you know Elvis?" And she's like, "Yeah, I do." I just thought it was really funny.
Okay, sorry, I've been listening. I just was treating a wound that my cat inflicted upon me as we were playing here. Just jumped off of the. He likes to sit on top of my air conditioner. Jumped off of there, climbed onto me, clawed into my arm. I'm like, what is going on, Mickey? And like wrapped around me like he was some kind of wrestler, and put his claws in my arms. I'm just like, I was on mute, thankfully, because you guys didn't hear me. And I just was fixing my left hand, which is all cut open, and fun times.
Cats sound like such wonderful pets.
I don't know what he's going crazy. I think because I had a salad, which is why I was mainly on silent this whole time. I was like munching on a really wonderful salad, but I threw like tuna in it and some Asian sesame, and he's like over here meowing and giving me a hard time because I didn't give him any, and I'm like, you can't anyway. So I gave him his cat food, and he's still not content with that. And I guess he wants those mourning doves that are on the other side of the window. And he's like, well, you know what? It's your fault, so I'm going to attack you. He was sitting on the window, calm and content. All of a sudden, he jumps on me. I go to, like, help him get off me. He puts his legs, like, he wraps around me like a monkey or something. I'm like, what are you doing, Mickey? I have a huge Band-Aid covering
Jeez.
my left hand. The right hand just clawed up, but, yeah, that was fun.
I'll be right back. I'm going to run to the bathroom myself.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I was actually starting to fall asleep, maybe. Like, I was not, but I was getting tired. And I was like, I like adjusted my seat and everything. And I was like, drink some iced tea. Because with the infection, I haven't been like drinking any caffeine. So I'm like, ah. So I had some iced tea. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. It's going to be fine.
Yeah,
And,
that was. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh no. And then that's when he decided to jump on me. I'm like,
Yeah, that was me. I had to throw Mountain Dew in the freezer because I was like, I need to get some sugar in me because I've been doing yard work all morning.
oh wow.
So like, you know how like when you work a couple hours out in the sun, how it just like drains you of all your freaking energy? That was me, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna get through D&D. I'm so
yeah,
exhausted.
for sure.
So yeah, I had to get some caffeine in me.
I just had like a ring, like a sense of terror as I heard Mickey creak open the door. For you guys, like it was like, I'm like, oh no, he's coming back to attack me.
He's
And I
coming to
left
finish
him
me
right
off.
now.
Crazy cat.
That's me. Those are the other scars I have. And then I have a picture of his daily activities right there.
Jeez, he got you good.
Oh yeah, he's like, he literally was like, I was like, I couldn't get a claw out of me. I don't know if he's going crazy because I think he's just going crazy because he wants those animals out there on the in the window, and he can hear like all the little noises, I guess. And my other arm's not bleeding, thankfully. It's just great. He started rabbit kicking me, like it was crazy. I'm like, what are you doing? How you haven't seen me all day, and this is how you treat me. He got to
Gonna
eat
have
before I
to-
even got to eat or anything.
Gonna have to buy him one of those squeaky toys that looks like a bird.
Yeah, I bought him an electronic fish. It moves around and everything. Flippity flop everywhere. He was scared. He hid in the corner. I'm like, you want to get out and get those real animals, but you're afraid of a fake fish that flops around. Yeah, I just needed some iced tea and to be bit by my cat, apparently. Clawed and bit, and that woke me up.
Yeah, that'll wake you up.
He's just trying to help me out. He's like, I see you're falling asleep. He jumps across like a little ninja, kicks and claws me. His little tail's going
Jeez.
wild. It's funny.
What a crazy cat.
Hmm. It did wake me up for sure, because I guess the pain did something. Adrenaline, I don't know. I was like, ah! I thought I screamed, and I look up and my mic was off. I was like, oh, good.
Got lucky.
Yeah, because everyone had been like, what's going on over there, Hannah? Nothing. I'm just being nearly massacred. No, not massacred. Killed by this cat. Oh, I need to put some more. I wanted to put the pain medicine on. It's stinging me. There. What are other options other than the library?
We could go to Kane.
Yeah, we
And
could have gone
huh?
to Lord Instance ourselves and
Yep.
had that conversation more directly. Possibly go to Kane. I feel like we should learn more from
Well, we would probably have to go to
someone.
Casino first and then go to Kane.
You say
Because
casino or the casino?
I feel
Castino,
like
the
Kane
character.
is really powerful, or at least financially. He may not have much magic or whatever, but
Yeah,
he's
he
so
himself
tied
might
into
not be strong, but the people around him may
Yeah,
be.
that is cool.
Yeah, you'd have to be careful with him. You have to act all casual, like before word gets to him, because if he's all tied to the troubleshooters more though, I mean, we thought it was just Miska, but Miska works for Kane, which is makes him significantly more interesting or than we thought.
Some crazy patient come in right before closing and state like we made the announcement that Rite Aid was closed 3 times, and then this lady still was in there shopping. I'm like, you guys, I need to go. I'm sorry, I have D&D. It was like 5:05. I was like rushing out the door. We are closed. Goodbye. And then some people were trying to get in as I'm like trying to get out the door. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, we're closed. Good night. And they're painting. They were like painting everything today. They're still painting. I don't know how long it's gonna take them to paint. It's all like I think they've done it all once at least. I don't know. And then the guys are like knocking on the door window. I'm like, what do they want? We're closed. They're like, oh yeah, we need the sign. I'm like, what sign are you talking about, buddy?
A sign?
They're updating our whole like they rebranded our logo and everything. So our color has changed from like it used to be red and blue.
Mm.
Now it's blue and green. And so yeah. They're like these I don't know, these 3 people out there just
on like a lift, painting the side of the building and stuff.
Gotcha.
But it was like already closed. I'm like, why are they coming in now? Like, they see that we're locking the doors minutes, like 10 minutes before closing, etc. Like, why are you coming now? Tell us you need something. So then our manager was already locked up and ready to set the alarm. And then she's like, what did you need? So she's going to like look around for a sign. I'm like, I'm sorry guys, I have to leave. I wasn't trying to be like rude, but I had already clocked out and I was like, I need to go. Because the people come right and they stay even after we're closed. Even when we make the announcement that Rite Aid is closed.
Yeah, that always bothered me so much. Like when you were closing up and people would just be like dilly-dallying and it's like, get the fuck out. What are you doing?
This patient called at 4:50, so 10 till closing, to ask it what time we closed. We told her 5. She said, okay, I'll be in. We're like, damn it. Because this is a crazy lady. Super, super weird. And she like tried to kidnap me almost. It was weird. She like insisted on driving me home one day. I was like, no, thank you. Anyway. She comes in at like 5 till and she's like, what time is it right now? I'm like, it's 5 till closing. Oh, great. And she starts shopping. I'm like, that's the same lady who stayed till 5 after. And I'm like, you need to leave.
Yeah, back when I was serving, I used to get so mad when people would come in at like 9:50 and we were closing at 10 because we would have to serve them, especially when I worked at the melting pot, because to get somebody through a full course, it was like at least 45 minutes. And it was always so awkward because like we would literally just turn everything off around them and they would like have 1 or 2 lights on around their table and shit and they would just be sitting there eating, gossiping, and I'd be sitting there just pissed as hell waiting for them to finish so I could leave. That used to irritate me so much.
Yeah,
I always got really bad tips on those tables whenever I got hit with them because they would ask me for stuff and I'd just be like, sorry, we're out. We've closed up, so we put everything away. Like I don't have access to that. Like they'd be like, can I get like a Coke? Nope, sorry, the pop machine's off. Can't get you a Coke. I can get you tap water. It used to irritate me so much. I would purposely give them bad service so that they would leave quicker. Because at that point, I just didn't care.
JJ never really got Employee of the Month.
It's kind of a dick move to come in like 10 minutes before a restaurant is closing and order a full meal.
Yeah. On another note, you just made me think. Remember, I got a customer wow today. It said Hannah at the pharmacy. I'm like, I'm the only damn Hannah here. Then, it said Hannah knows me by name and has my prescription in her hand and asks me for my date of birth while holding my prescription. I'm just like, jeez. Yes, I know all my patients. It was really I don't know. It was a funny, cute little thing that some people really get surprised. I'm like, I'm used to it by now. Like, I just have a good memory.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you know who I am? I'm like, yes, I've only waited on you 500 times.
You want to see something, JJ?
What's up?
Adrian gave everyone thank you cards yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you read that?
No.
Okay, I'll read it to you. It says, Dear Tony.
You can just take a picture and send it.
No, I want to read it.
Okay. Read it to us. Read it. I want to hear.
Dear Tony, thank you for being such a loyal and hardworking employee. Thank you for taking a chance on this banking career and jumping headfirst into it. Thank you for trusting me along the way and taking the steps and initiatives to grow each and every day. You're going to do great, kid. Trust yourself and your instincts. Let go and live a little. Take a risk here and there. Don't lose sight of the big picture along the way by focusing on small, pointless details. Don't doubt yourself. and he gave that to me while we were both working. I was like in the back eating a Slim Jim or something, and he gives it to me, and I come out and I'm like, I legitimately got a little bit misty-eyed reading that. Like, thank you. That made me
That
so
was a
happy.
very nice.
Wait,
no.
what's going on? I need happiness.
Customer wow, and then Tony got a nice. Read him the card again, Tony.
Okay.
He has a nice card to read.
My manager before he left yesterday gave everyone thank you notes, and mine says, "Dear Tony, thank you for being such a loyal and hardworking employee. Thank you for taking a chance on this banking career and jumping headfirst into it. Thank you for trusting me along the way and taking the steps and initiatives to grow each and every day. You're going to do great, kid. Trust yourself and your instincts. Let go and live a little. Take a risk here and there. Don't lose sight of the big picture along the way by focusing on small, pointless details. Don't doubt yourself." And it made me very happy.
Nice.
That's sweet. I got one today, and it was customer wow, and then it said which associate. It said Hannah at the pharmacy. I'm thinking I'm the only Hannah in the whole store. And then it says Hannah knows me by name, and Hannah always has my prescription in her hand while she's ready to ask me for my date of birth, because like I grab the bag if I see the patient, whatever. It just really was funny to me, and I'm trying to figure who it was, because there's like 3 or 4 people it could have been. This one guy was like, "Oh, you know me." I'm like, "Yeah, yes, sir." I'm thinking he comes in like every day. I've waited on him like 100 times.
I know you. Do you know me?
I'm like, yes, I know your first, your last name. I know where you live. I know your date of birth. Now give me your social security.
Bank cards.
Yep.
Come on.
Well, then I had some other guy say to me last week, it was like, "I don't like that you know me when I'm walking up here." I'm like, "I'm sorry. I make it a point to know all of my patients."
That's something Kurt would have said. Like whenever we go to like Arby's and they're like, "Okay, can I have your name for your order?" He's like, "Yeah, Billy Bob." Why? Why?
How do you know
He's
his name's not Billy
people.
Bob?
Because Kurt's name isn't Billy Bob.
Well,
do you really
guy
expect
got, like,
more
really
of a guy who
upset.
tries to sell sticks on Facebook?
I'm like, "I'm sorry," and then he goes to introduce himself, because I didn't even know it wasn't even his name. It was the patient he picks up for, and then he goes to tell me his name. And he's just like, "All right, well, it's nice to meet you." And I'm like, "You just told me you don't want me to know your name. Like, what's going on here?"
Lucas, have you seen the new Mortal Kombat movie?
I did. I watched it twice.
Did you like it? Obviously, if you watched it twice.
Well, I watched it the first time because I was like, I'm gonna sit through this, and then I watched it again so that I could actually try and make more sense of it, because I think I have a very similar opinion to what a lot of people do. The first and last 11 minutes of the movie, fucking phenomenal. Like the introduction, amazing.
Yeah.
The bulk of the movie, the last fight, so good.
I feel like it ended too abruptly. Like it ended, and I'm like, clearly this isn't the end. Like
Yes.
I understand they were trying to do it. Yeah. But I feel like the ending of that movie should have something else should have happened. I don't know. I feel like the final fight was over too quickly.
I get where you're coming from. I definitely feel like so the thing to keep in mind is that this movie was designed to be the introduction to it. And so that's like the biggest thing, is that none of the fights that were in it were actually counted towards actually counted towards the Mortal Kombat. Like none of it was actually the case.
Yeah. So does that mean like people like Kung Lao and Kano are just never going to be in the movie ever again?
So Mortal Kombat lore, people can come back as Revenants. Liu Kang and Kung Lao between MK9 and MK11 came back as well. I mean, time travel in 11, but they come back as revenants. So potentially Shang Tsung could bring back Kano as a revenant. Could also bring back Kung Lao as a revenant, because that is canonical in the video game story that Kung Lao does come back as a revenant.
Okay, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's basically like Liu Kang and Kung Lao have to fight themselves in one of the parts.
Stop hitting yourself.
The one thing that and I'm not going to get into spoiler territory because I know there's people here who haven't seen it. I loved it for the same reason that I love certain anime, fan service. Through and through, the parts where they paid like unabashed homage and credit to the video games was the things that I loved. The scene with Liu Kang.
Give me an example.
Liu Kang,
the bicycle kick?
No, well, yeah, that. I mean, that's his key thing. But the scene with Liu Kang and Kano in the training pit, the leg thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
That is the fucking. And I know that I've played Mortal Kombat with Smith in the past. Whenever we've hung out. Sweeping the leg is the cheapest bullshit in that game, and it's one of the only ways that I could actually get hits landed on people was to crouch back and keep swinging the leg. And it's like, yeah, that whole scene paid homage to that. Just the fact that, like, in the first 1995 movie, where Shang Tsung is like, flawless victory, you know. And in this one, it's like said by the characters as they're doing it. I loved those moments. But the main character, Cole Young, I will say this. He should have won in the very first scene that he was in. He also is the embodiment of a button masher. That is my that is my stance on his character. They say from the beginning, you're all attack. You need to defend. You need to defend. Like, defend yourself. You're all attack. That is a button masher. Somebody who just keeps mashing buttons until they eventually do something that's cool enough. And that's my perspective on him. He is the embodiment of those who cannot play Mortal Kombat, and halfway through the game has to turn down the difficulty and put on God mode, where, every attack I get hit with charges up a meter that I can now use a super. That's what happens! Like...
God, it's so funny that you said the leg sweeper is the person who, like, doesn't know how to play the game. Or you can just play people like Tony, who picks the projectile keep away motherfuckers.
That's what I play!
While you're like, well, fuck you, because I'm a rushdown player, and I
did you ever play Injustice?
Oh my God.
Okay. JJ
I played Cheetah and Catwoman, and he played nothing but Green Arrow, which were like the hardest counters in the game to those two specific characters. And it would be like 25 matches, and I would beat him once because I somehow managed to get in, and then I would be like, I win, I'm done.
In Injustice 2, I played as Atrocitus. I mean, obviously, I have to represent my boy.
I played a little bit of Atrocitus, didn't I?
He was
JJ?
He was a power. He was a power character. You had to basically. He was very slow, but he was so strong.
With the cat summon.
Yes, with Dexstar. But yeah, no, Mortal Kombat. The movie was great. I loved every minute of the beginning and the end. The middle of it. Like, Kano, probably the best part of the movie, I will say. Well, not even probably. Like, other than the beginning and end, Kano is the best part of the middle of the movie. I don't care about anything else. Truly. Just...
And one last thing, because I don't want to detract us from playing D&D, but the only character I didn't recognize that from any of the shows was obviously the main character. And
he's only from the movie.
And the girl with the wings.
Natira. She is a vampire huntress from Mortal Kombat Deception. Or no, Deadly Alliance. Deadly Alliance. Sorry.
Okay. Well, and yeah, like those are, and like I looked at the people I was looking at the movie with, and they're like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "Are they trying to like spin that off as like Sindel?" Like, I don't really
No.
understand.
Yeah, the only characters that actually that are there in person is obviously Liu Kang, Kano, Sonya, Raiden, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Jax, and then Shang Tsung, Kung Lao, but Shang Tsung, Melina, Goro, Natira, and General Raiko.
Cabal.
And Cabal. Cabal was also really
And
good.
and General Raiko was the guy with the mace, right, or the mallet?
Hammer.
He was another one I didn't recognize.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that he is from like the fourth or fifth game. I don't think he was in the third one because I have the trilogy, and I don't think he was in that. Basically, his whole thing is that he was a bootlicker to Shao Kahn.
I thought it was going to be Shao Kahn based on like when he came out. I'm like, oh, that has like with the big legs and the and the maid, and I'm like, that has to be him.
Yeah.
And then
that was the whole thing. Raiko was basically the bootlicker. Because he's the general of Shao Kahn's army. But like he carries a giant hammer just like Shao Kahn. So
I think one of the best scenes was when Sub-Zero froze the blood and then used it as a dagger.
Shut up!
It's in the trailer.
Shut up!
It's in the trailer. That scene is in the trailer.
Okay.
You can watch the trailer. That's in there. Believe me, that is in the trailer.
You guys spoiled the trailer for me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll be right back. I do have to go pee, but then when I come back,
we're gonna get to the library. Yep. All right, I need to pull up a picture of the House of Knowledge.
Okay. I was gonna ask something. I guess. So I have in my notes that Iluna wants to see if she can get her scar on her back healed any better.
Okay.
So maybe ask Zash if he would recommend it. Or know
Like
somebody
a
I
healer?
could ask to recommend a healer.
Should I roll a history check for that? I feel like I would be pretty knowledgeable on that just based off of what my family does.
Or even, she can double if he would recommend asking his sister even. But if he doesn't know, who might?
I'm trying to think of.
The first thing I immediately think of is where Adabra is, where she got healed.
Yeah, that's the, that was the... shit, what the fuck was that? That was the temple... Or no, that was the
Sanlinors, right?
Yes, yeah, the Temple of Morden there.
Yeah.
Or no,
that's the first place I think of.
The House of Morden, that's right.
Although I feel like that would pop into Iluna's head to go there.
Oh.
Because you and I both went there to see Adabra.
Another place. Even if there's another place like Iluna has heard of while she was there, or Smith, let's see where our options are, I guess.
Does Albine... Are you bringing this up to Zash?
Yeah. Ask him now while we wander.
Are you here, Hannah?
To the library. I don't think she is.
Is Hannah here?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hannah, roll me roll me a history check. Overhearing this, depending on if you want. What's that?
I wouldn't expect her to have known anything. I guess it's not a secret. No, she can overhear it. If anybody knows where she could go.
overhearing this, you are familiar with, you know, obviously as a cleric, you know, the healing magics. You don't know anybody around here who could do it, but you do know that there is a fairly high level, healing spell that you have seen rid bodies of scars in the past. You can't really put your finger on what it is, but you know that it was like one of the highest ranking clerics in your clergy back at the old arena that used this in very dire situations. People that like lost fingers, legs, arms, like they could be used to restore those. And scars as a part of that, like it left no scar whatsoever.
So, I will let... It's Iluna, right? I'm letting Iluna know.
So yeah, you're not, like I said, you're not 100% on what the specific spell is. You just know that it is a very high-level magic.
What are we talking about?
Would that know where to... I don't know.
Iluna was inquiring about places she could go to better heal the scar on her back.
Yeah, Nylor, also, roll.
No matter what I say, Jesus. The person at the bottom.
Yeah, Nylor, go ahead and make a medicine check.
Holy fuck. That's a nat 20.
It's the spell Regenerate. The spell Regenerate can literally restore ligaments in minutes and can rid the body of scars.
Wow. What level is it? Oh, that's 7th.
It's a 7th level transmutation spell. It takes a minute to cast it.
Oddball question, can transmutation wizards learn that?
Any wizard can learn any spell. Transmutation wizards just get, they get a discount if they want to learn it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the way that wizards work is that if a wizard wishes to copy a spell into their spell book, considering they're the only class that can technically do that, you have to reproduce it, and in order to do so, for every spell level, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold.
Hot damn.
Wow.
So that would be, but keep in mind, wizards are able to learn 2 spells per level for free. So that is where most wizards get their general stuff.
Right. Okay.
Is any of this being like detailed to Iluna then? Not just.
I
the
don't know what
name of the
Nylor
spell,
would.
or-
I don't know what Nylor would.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I would mention it. It's just, there's shit happening.
Just sorry. So, Zash, would you or your family or Lord Innsmouth know of somebody who could do something like that? I presume, like, no one in our party can. We're not that level of.
No,
character,
not.
so-
I mean, out of character, to have somebody cast a regeneration spell on you, I would imagine would cost a lot of money. Because it's a high-level spell. So
That's
if you're
what I'm
looking...
gathering.
Yeah, if you're looking for that, it's gonna be... You know... I mean, I'd imagine that I would know of healers just because of the nature of what my family does.
What
Yeah.
about-
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are aware, that there are mages, there are healers in Neverwinter, that can actually do this work. So, let's see. What would it be?
Who are they? Where are they located? I mean, she can take time to inquire if she gets some free time, so put that on her own personal back burner. Literally.
Yeah. So, you imagine that in order to get somebody to cast a spell of this level, it might cost, from what you've seen, like just being around being around town, and like different temples and stuff offering services like cure wounds and the House of Knowledge offering an identify service. You'd imagine if what Nylor is saying is correct, if this is like a very high level thing, and what Albina is saying this is for very high level, you could imagine the cost being well over 500 gold.
Yeah.
But
7th level, you said.
He's not shared a location, somebody to look up for.
Not one specifically, no. He doesn't know of anyone specific.
Not that can cast something like that.
Yeah, like
if you want like general healers, I would imagine like Lucas could tell me somebody in the city that we'd go to, but
right, like
I would also like my mom too. Like you could go talk to my mom and ask her, but I don't know if she's gonna be able to do anything crazy like regenerate.
Yeah, I mean the thing you have to consider is that you're like to do a 7th level spell that is only available to clerics, druids, and bards. You would have to. It's technically a 13th level adventurer. That's the level at which you're able to get that spell.
It's very high level stuff.
Albina would like her hair braided every day, and once we reach level 13, I'll go ahead and heal your back.
That's it. But
braid hair every day.
But there actually there actually is an equation to figure out how much it costs for spell services. So
I'm surprised because it's like the same spell to grow back limbs and heal a scar. I would feel like healing a scar less intense, less money than like put a limb on.
Yeah, I mean but the thing is there's really no other spells that
there's
like
no in between.
Yeah.
Right.
What about like ointments or
probably
that would
I'll say the folks that you are asking would not know anything about that.
No.
Well, is that a medicine check or is that Arcana?
I mean, to maybe think of like a natural salve would be probably
that would be medicine.
Probably medicine or nature, whichever one you would want to roll with.
Can the cleric cast mending on her skin?
No, mending can only be on inorganics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you don't. I mean, you know that there are plenty of healing spells. Like you're not exactly sure if any of those might do the same thing. You just know that you have seen your higher ranking officers casting that spell, and once Nylor says that it's regenerate, it's like, oh yeah, of course. You remember back to like literally a guy laying on a field who had his arm chopped off by an orc that you're standing by and you're watching this cleric casting this spell, like magically entwining the flesh and sinew of his arm and his stump until it is back whole.
Stump?
Yeah.
See, that makes so much more intense. Well, technically, her big wound somehow did heal.
It did, because like yeah, you just have a giant you just have scar tissue on your back, which regenerate would basically make it so that nothing there was deformed, because that's kind of what regenerate does. It makes it look like it never happened.
I think you should do the opposite. Go find an awesome tattoo artist and get a badass back piece with your scar.
She has to tattoo Iluna on her.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a single axe blade, so get, like, the Eye of Sauron. And have the scar, like, his pupil.
Out of game, though, I have read about an ointment that heals. But I don't know any details. I just remember that part.
No, there are
We
tattoos
look,
in
we're
the
at the
game.
I mean,
at the
I'm...
library.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could, like, break off from the group and go to, like, an apothecary or something if you'd rather do that.
She'll have to find out where she can maybe get an ointment. It's just a side thing. It's small. But while in Neverwinter, she thought she might get it taken care of. If it's a reasonable thing.
Okay.
I was surprised it took this much time. It was supposed to be like simple question. Because we are supposed to be heading to, I don't even know, at the library.
The library.
Yep.
Are we there yet? Do we have any scary, weird ass encounters?
If you ask me if we're there one more time, I am turning this campaign around.
My mim.
Are we
You
cat
guys
now.
hear rumbling from the
Are we there
sky.
yet?
Suddenly another planet is falling. You're all dead.
But my mim cat has the voice of the Alice in Wonderland cat.
Oh god.
I hate that fucking thing.
Isn't it kind of
Creeps me out.
It does creep me out too.
Yeah,
Smith,
no.
where'd Smith go?
He's here. He's just
Speak.
muted.
Speak.
I think Smith is dealing with some existential crises that I've thrown onto his plate.
Yep.
Well, look
Oh,
at my mim
vision
cat
that
while you guys have a moment.
hasn't
oh,
shared
yeah.
with us.
There you go. By the way, I do use the there is an optional role for scars and wounds that I am pulling this information from. Why regenerate is the spell that does it. Oh shit. Oh, my monitors are all flashing.
Rules.
Why? What is going on? Yeah. Yep. It yeah, whenever a character takes damage equivalent to massive damage, they must make DC 15 con save or be reduced to -1 hit points and gain a permanent debilitating scar and or handicap. These effects are randomly determined by rolling a d20 on the table below. Effects are permanent and cumulative, though the DM can re-roll results that seem too crippling or don't make sense, such as a character losing a hand 2 or 3 times. The regenerate spell heals scars and restores lost limbs, removing both positive and negative effects.
Positive effects
That
with her
happened
hand.
way back then.
Positive.
Roll to decide her injury.
No,
was supposed
no,
to be
it's just
favor
yeah, no.
scar.
This is just I'm not giving you because basically I could give you like you have a minor scar. It's interesting, but otherwise it's just cosmetic. There's a moderate scar such as a cut on the face, which gives you a +1 to charisma skill checks. So.
Oh, does Alvina have any kind of scars? I need to get.
I don't know.
Sure.
I imagine she probably does, but there's probably nothing that is like that crazy. There is one though that
dropped her down to 2 or 1 HP or something. Scary.
There is one that I was gonna use if James was still playing with us, which is the loss of fingers. For every 3 fingers lost, lose 1 dexterity. And he had lost 3. So I was gonna do that once I found this rule, but you know, that's not it. Okay, so anyway, you guys are you guys are heading to the library, the House of Knowledge. So yeah, as you arrive, you approach this massive building. Pull it up here. Yes. So, the House of Knowledge is, from what you have gathered beyond Castle Never, is one of the most impressive buildings that any of you have seen. And in fact, the fame of this library has spread all across the Sword Coast. The only other library that even comes into comparison is the College of Silvery Moon, where where Lady Illustrial stakes her claim. It has an It is an impressively tall building with many windows and an arched roof. And in the picture that you can see, it is that massive building in the back. Unfortunately, after the eruption of Mount Hotenow, though, it was badly damaged. Though about what year? Yeah, so about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, extreme efforts have been put into repairing it. So,
Okay.
because yeah, it basically stood in ruin for like about 20 years, and they have just recently, within the past few years, began to really build it back up. And when you arrive there, you are greeted at the door by one of the workers there, who, when you enter, he says, you see that he is wearing, find his, yes, oh my god, what was my computer doing? There we go. On his robes, you see that he has a symbol of a scroll, which those of you that have any amount of our religion, you can quite easily tell that this is the symbol of Ogma, the god of knowledge.
Makes sense.
So, and in fact, beyond being the grandest library in all of Neverwinter, the House of Knowledge is also a temple to Ogma. As you can tell from the imagery on the wall, you see the scrolls, and there are all of the people that are wearing these robes seem as if they are monks or worshippers of Ogma to some degree.
Okay. Is he approaching us saying anything, or is this just like a worker we see?
Yeah, he's sort of at, like, you know, he's sort of at a desk near the front door, and whenever you all enter, he says, "Welcome, seekers of knowledge." Also, by the way, I'm going to put the time at about 6 o'clock, or we'll say 6:30, because it took you guys about 2 hours to get back to Neverwinter. So he says, "Greetings, seekers of knowledge. What brings you to our humble halls this eve?"
I personally am looking for my sister, who should be here.
A fellow Tabaxi?
Yes.
I believe last I saw her, she was on the 3rd floor.
Okay. Do you know whereabouts? Is the 3rd floor as large as this floor?
The floors are smaller as you go up, but
okay.
I am not sure. I simply remember noting the presence of a Tabaxi.
Thank you. And Zash will start walking towards the staircase.
Okay.
I'll follow him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm following for now. I mean,
oh, you don't want to go do your own thing?
Yeah, I don't know. What is everybody doing while at the library?
well, a lot of it is still, like, Disaster's sister is seen as a source of knowledge for their current quest, so Iluna wants to be in on that. She doesn't want our personal thing to, like, keep her out of the loop of what's actually happening versus...
I mean, we can always fill you in. I know you wanted to do, like, your own stuff.
Well, some of it, she seems to be knowledgeable in some of those things. I have notes.
Okay.
We're gonna just say she follows for now, and then if she feels like wandering away, because I need to find my notes. What I was... She's not gonna stand there.
Okay. So it does not take you long. You head up to the third floor, and
Actually,
yes.
Before we do this, can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna kind of follow with the group, but before I do that, I was gonna ask who's like greeted us.
Just a guy.
Okay.
Wearing robes. Name's,
Devout follower A.
yeah. I don't know. Hold on.
John Babish.
Hold on. Yeah. His name will be John. I don't have a picture, but you know what? I kind of like this. I don't know why. Kind of has a sure. I was thinking he was younger, but that's definitely what he looks like. That's literally just a picture of Ogma. I don't know why I picked that, but sure, that's what that dude looks like.
So kind of as the rest of the group continues on, I'm gonna ask if there's any books on any rare books or any books on magic, and if you could point me in that direction.
He says, of course, there's plenty of books here on magic. You would have to be more specific.
I'm kind of interested in magic that deals with people's thoughts and altering them, I suppose. You have anything on that?
You will want to check for the section on the College of Enchantment if you are looking at the magics that affect the mind.
Thank you.
And he will tell you where you can find such books.
Okay, so that's where I'll go.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
Eileen is just gonna hold back, but she will have her own thing to look for. I don't even know what to choose. I have a list.
Okay. Well, we will attend to. You know what? I think we'll actually attend to Smith real fast, just because I know that getting into Ayani is going to probably take a little bit longer.
Okay.
So, Smith, you separate from the group, and you head off to where you find the books on enchantment. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check with advantage.
That's 20.
Jesus Christ alive. Good for you. Yeah. So, you begin scouring these books. And as time goes by, you feel like you're getting closer and closer. You found books on general enchantment, the magics that affect the mind, like all kinds of shoot, where are we at? Here we go. Various spells that you have actually seen members in your party use, bless, bane, charm person, but obviously as you go higher in their levels, you get into stuff like suggestion, hold person, insight, greed, charm monster, compulsion, where you can effectively make a creature do whatever it is that you ask. And through all of this, there is one that stands out to you once you come across it. And it is a spell, it's a 5th level spell, that is known as Modify Memory. And you begin to look into this spell, and you kind of get what you're looking for. While the charm is in effect, the affected creature... so, there's actually a listing of the spell, but it is while this charm lasts, you can affect the target's memory of an event that it experienced within the last 24 hours and that has lasted no more than 10 minutes. You can permanently eliminate all memory of an event, allow the target to recall the event with perfect clarity or exact detail, change its memory of the details of the event, or create memory of some other event. You must speak to the target to describe how its memories are affected, and it must be able to understand your language. If it ends before you have cast it, the creature's memories are altered. A modified memory doesn't necessarily affect how a creature behaves, particularly if the memory contradicts their natural inclinations. An illogically modified memory, such as implanting memory of how much a creature enjoyed dousing itself in acid, would not take effect. The thing that you notice is that it has been documented where at higher levels of magic, that the events that took place can extend up to days, to weeks, to years, or any event in the creature's lifetime. And something does stand out to you, and that is that a remove curse or greater restoration spell cast on the target can restore its true memory.
Interesting. Trying to think. Did Albina ever use that in front of me? Did we ever use that?
Yeah, you guys. Yes, you tried. She tried using it on Zash when he was a were-rat. But keep in mind, that were-rat, the lycanthropy, by all intents and purposes, was supposed to be removed by remove curse. You do obviously remember that there was a lot more to it than that. So
okay. I think that's about all I wanted to do. There aren't any No, I'm good. That's good.
okay.
I'll meet up with the rest of the group.
All right. So yeah, we'll say that while that's going on, the rest of you head over and you head up to the third floor, where you find Ayani sort of set up in a circle of books. You actually see her sort of sitting there cross-legged, and her eyes are sort of back. You see that there's a few folks standing around, looking over at her, and just sort of like watching from the side. She has not noticed you.
Wait, there are people watching her?
No, not like people like watching her, but like the people that, like those that are in the library are sort of like glancing over, looking at her.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll just go up and sit across the table from her.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, she's sort of like sitting there, has these books surrounding her. Do you say anything?
Let's find anything interesting.
As she peeks an eye open, she sees you sitting there. She sees the rest of the group, and she sort of moves back, because I sort of imagined her on the floor, but if you're sitting at a table, I will say she is sitting on the table. You see underneath her, she has etched into the table this symbol, which you recognize that as the symbol of the Cobalt Soul. And as she sits down, she says, "Yes, I looked into the things that you were curious about. Where would you like me to begin?"
It's up to you what you think is most important.
One second. So, well, I guess my question here is, yeah, where do you want her to start? Because you had like 4 things: the Harpers, the eggs.
I'll ask her about the eggs and the dragon cult.
Okay. She says, the dragon egg. Yes, it's the information.
You mean chicken egg?
Yes. The information I was able to gather is that in order to destroy one, it must be... The claims are that it can only be destroyed by another dragon. While you can freeze them, as has been suggested, that apparently does not destroy the creature entirely. That it could still foster. Another piece of information is that depending on the specific variety, it can be exposed to the... It can be exposed to the variety of chicken of its antithesis. And as she says that, she...
What?
Yeah. She says, each of the chromatics has a rival color. You see, there are black, white, green, blue, and red dragons. The black dragon is an acidic dragon. The green dragon is poisonous, blue is lightning, red is fire, of course, and white is ice. Through my research, I have learned that it is the white dragon, the ice, that can negatively affect a black dragon egg. Or sorry, no, Jesus Christ, I got that mixed up in my head. Sorry, blue, lightning, blue, lightning. Wow.
Wait, what?
So basically, it's Pokemon.
Kind of.
Black is weak. Black dragons are weak to blue dragons.
Fire is weak to lightning?
No.
So
red dragons are fire dragons. Black dragons are acid dragons.
We have a black dragon egg, though.
Yes. I don't know where you got fire from.
Well, that would be the red.
Oh.
Right.
Wow, the entire time. Okay, sorry, that was my mistake.
What did you think it was?
I like for some reason what I'm like, I know we have a black dragon egg, and I just assumed it was fire. I don't know why. I know if you thought about it, it's incorrect. But okay, I got it now. I'm sorry.
You better be sorry.
Yes.
I will interrupt Ion anymore.
So
okay?
what is black again?
So black is
acidic.
Yeah, black is acidic. And it is weak to lightning. So frost, the ice dragons are weak to fire. Fire is weak to acidic, and the lightning, lightning is weak to poison, and ice is weak to yes. I have it drawn out on my thing.
So poison is weak to ice?
Oh,
is that the last one? I think that was the last one.
Yeah, I mean the main thing that you guys pretty much have to account for is that the black dragon egg can be destroyed by ice.
Right.
Wait,
mean
by
lightning?
ice or lightning?
Lightning, Jesus H. Christ.
Okay, okay.
I was gonna be like, okay, wait, stop it! You're making it worse.
I know. I know. Oh my
Am I
god.
here for this conversation?
No. At this point, you are still up top.
Does it can I ask? And you said it could only be affected by another dragon, correct?
It can be. She says. Apparently, any dragon can destroy a dragon egg.
But outside electric will not harm it.
No, exposing the egg to vast amounts of electrical energy may be able to rupture it. It seemingly would create such a festering pull inside. You see, what I have learned is that dragon eggs contain not only the embryo, but also a composition of an amniotic sac mixed with the particular aspect of the dragon. Fire for red dragons, acid for black dragons, seemingly an eternal static charge for blue dragons, a poisonous plume for green, and ice for white dragons.
I'll kind of like look at the rest of the party and be like, well, I have ways of summoning electrical storms. So,
you guys ready to see the shittiest drawing in the world?
I'm gonna ask her, but can any dragon destroy any dragon egg physically? Like, attack it with its claws and destroy it?
Hell yeah.
That is seemingly the understanding.
I'm gonna just kind of side-eye Nylor. Wait, do I know that? I don't remember. Is that JJ? Am I metagaming?
When I turned into my dragon constellation?
No, about what's her face? About your dragon mom.
I don't think so.
That's metagame knowledge, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
What are you drinking? Does it say liquid death?
That's
yeah,
what
baby.
I want to drink.
It's liquid death mountain water. Yeah, look at that fucking imagery. Love that shit.
That's actually really badass.
I got a case of it in my fridge.
Is it energy drink?
No, it's just water.
Oh.
The thing is, the company who makes it is to say that they're like hardcore environmentalists. They fucking hate plastic. They make water in cans and will actually ship you shipping labels that you can put on plastic pop bottles and water bottles, put in the mail, and it goes to Pepsi and Coca-Cola's headquarters. I fucking love it. I love it.
Dude, that is the level of pettiness I thrive for.
Yeah, I'll send you.
I'm surprised I've not heard of that, because I follow all these environmental
That's actually amazing.
Yeah,
holy shit.
I'll link the website. I'll link the website in here. It's fucking great. You should see. You should see their advertisements. They're absolutely amazing if you're into sort of like gross out stuff. Actually, I have a shirt. I have 2 shirts of theirs. So I love Liquid Death. It's great. Yeah, so like I said, she basically tells you that they can be destroyed by being subjected to the material of the draconic aspect.
But what did she answer about the physical destroying? Like another dragon, could it just like pick up an egg in its talons and go and crush it?
I think she said yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think somebody could conjure up enough magic to destroy these with the correct element?
I imagine the power needed to destroy a creature that its own power rivaled that of the gods at one time. It would have to be something extremely powerful.
Immense. Okay. Alright,
Does she?
so-
She knows we have an egg, right?
Yeah, I told her.
Okay. Ayani, do you think that this is probably a little naive, but if we were to hatch this egg, do you think that it would be evil, or do you think it would help us in our quest? Are black dragons are they
They're-
necessarily evil?
Yes.
Shh, you don't know that.
I do.
So, hold on one second.
Can't just make everything your pet in D&D.
I'm not trying to make it my pet.
To
I'm.
try hard enough.
I assume
think-
that.
Didn't
I
Smith
think
already
black
establish
dragons
that?
are like
Yeah,
chaotic.
Smith was
evil.
basically already like, no, there's no chance of this happening.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any chance either.
Okay. Well,
I
I'm
think
asking
black
somebody who
dragons
has
are-
done research on it. My character does not know this.
Um,
I'm basically asking if it's chaotic evil or if there's a chance to redeem it.
so she looks at you and she says, she pulls out this book that is titled Chromatics, and she opens it up and it gets to she points to this thing that says this.
Okay.
I thought
She sort of sighs and she says, my limited knowledge on dragons from these books, the chromatics, white, black, blue, green, red, and white, they are united by their sense of superiority, believing themselves to be the most powerful and worthy of all mortal creatures. When they interact with other creatures, it is only to further their own interests. They believe in their innate right to rule, and this belief is the cornerstone to every chromatic dragon's essence. Trying to humble a chromatic dragon is like trying to convince the wind to stop blowing. To these creatures, humanoids are animals, fit to serve as prey or beasts of burdens, and wholly unworthy of alliance and respect.
I sent you a question just because I don't want to say it out loud. Okay. Shit, what's her name? What's your sister's name?
Ayani.
Ayani, can I borrow that page?
It is not my book to be ripping the pages out of. It belongs to the library.
Okay.
You are.
Can borrow the book.
I am sure they will let you copy the page if you need.
Okay. I would like to do that.
Okay. Yeah, you can basically spend a few minutes copying down, and I will. There you go. Put it in the. There you go.
Thank you.
Just real quick. Do me history or do a wisdom check.
Who?
Nylor.
Okay.
Do a history check, but with your wisdom as the modifier. So you're not proficient in there, so just do a wisdom check. So a D20.
Do a wisdom check.
Just do a wisdom check.
Do D20 plus 4?
Yeah.
Is basically what you're saying?
You can just click your wisdom modifier on the screen. There you go.
Cool.
The main thing that's standing out, chromatic. As that does, Ayani then speaks up. She says, well, I do not think that it is going to be possible to align yourself with a dragon of the chromatic nature, there are the metallic dragons.
Do you have any research on the metallic dragons that you could share with us at this moment?
I did not look too much into them. I'm aware that there are a number of varieties of them. Pull up my list here. Yeah, I think it's... Yep. Oh, wait, what the fuck? What is going on here? I'm losing all my pages. That's why. I would love to show you what my thing looks like. I have an entire Chrome tab with like 50 windows open.
My OCD.
The life of a DM.
All of them.
The best part is,
well, something was very red based on.
What? This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I opened up my task manager. I was looking to see how much of my RAM I'm using. I'm using 15 gigs of RAM.
Oh my god.
So I mean, I still got another 15 to go. So I mean, it's all right. Yeah. So she does inform you that there are, you know, other dragons that are metallic in nature. I cannot figure out for the life of me why this will not let me pull them up. Sorry, just give me one.
Wait, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying...
The metallics?
Yeah, for some reason I had a page that...
So, there's... Are you trying to figure out the different types?
No, it's I'm trying to figure out something... I know where to look. Never mind. Good. Got it. This. And where are they? They're at the top. Perfect. Sweet. That's what I was looking for. So, the ones that she goes over, she says, you would probably be better off finding a metallic dragon. They are the antithesis of the...
It's the second time she's used that word. I don't know what that word means.
The opposite. The opposite.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So she says while the chromatic dragons see Tiamat as their queen, she is the queen of all evil dragons. The metallic dragons view Bahamut as their god. He is the king of good dragons. Brass, bronze, copper, gold, and silver. Each one of them representing a similar alignment. Brass being tied to fire, bronze being tied to lightning, copper to acid, gold as well to fire, and silver to cold.
So, would you know if the metallic dragon's elements can be used for the chromatic dragon's weaknesses?
I don't know enough beyond that.
Okay.
There is tale of, and she sort of like, you know, brings us around to your second question about the Black Dragon cult. She says there are those who believe that the metallic dragons are far more powerful, that they are unrelenting in their drive, which allows them to be unrestrained, whereas the metallic dragons are creatures of law and good, and they will not see to it the destruction of everything around them to destroy, to seek out chromatic dragons. The thing that I must inform you, one of the things that I have found is that while all chromatic dragons are evil, it is said that the black dragons stand apart for their cruel and sadistic nature. That it has been documented of them keeping creatures alive simply to torture them. To allow the creature that is buried inside that egg to be birthed could lead to untold horrors. And if there is a group that is trying to reclaim this egg for nefarious means, you would be wise to keep it out of their hands.
All right.
Oh, I just wanted to say real quick.
Yeah.
So, Luna was mostly interested in this dragon stuff.
Yep.
So, she's gonna wander off. I don't need to roleplay anything. Or I don't want to, like, move away from this focus, but...
Sure.
She wasn't planning... Well, she didn't know if she was gonna wander off or not, but, yeah. I mean, she most also wants to know what time the meeting is, but trusts somebody will definitely inform that.
I'm gonna ask Kayani.
Oh, I guess I would make sure somebody knows I'm wandering off, like Zephyr or whoever's standing in the back.
I was gonna say, at this point, also, Smith has now arrived to meet up with the group.
Okay. I'll just kind of look at him and nod my head and acknowledge his presence. And then I'm gonna ask Ayani, what do you think our best course of action is, given the property we hold?
Hide it. Find a benevolent dragon that could destroy it.
If only we knew one.
But the only thing I can say for certain, you cannot let it get into the hands of the cult that is seeking it.
I definitely agree on that.
I think we're all in agreement of that.
Out of game real quick, if somebody was to steal our bag of holding, can they like see or know what's in it?
If somebody knows how to use a bag of holding, they can simply say everything as they open up the opening.
Oh.
Literally everything falls out.
Okay.
Just falls out.
Yeah.
It just discharges everything.
So I actually
okay.
One time that I played in a random one-shot online while I was like first trying out Roll20, that was what actually happened. Somebody had a bag of holding filled with spoons and knives and like little metal heavy knickknacks and stuff like that, and they literally got above a group of enemies, flipped the bag upside down and said everything, and just like I forget how many pounds it can hold, but it couldn't hold any
Isn't it like
more.
500?
500 pounds. So 500 pounds of just like heavy pieces of metal and silverware just falling down onto a group. Yeah.
It's really funny, actually.
Imagine that being like on an Aircrow who could fly and then doing that. That's crazy.
Would that be common knowledge since we have ourselves a bag of holding that somebody could get it and have access to everything?
I would say those of you that are familiar with magic and magic item, yes. Like bags of holding are not like, super common.
No, but they're still stuff people should have heard about or know of over the years, even if they don't. But I was just wondering, because our general use was retrieving singular items, and I can imagine some of us might think that makes everything in there safe.
I mean, it technically
don't know
is.
What's in there, you can't call it back.
I mean, it technically
Unless you
is.
know
Like, if a goblin stole it, or if an orc stole it, they probably wouldn't know how to do it. But a mage, if they stole it, yes. If a bandit stole it, they might not know how to get the stuff in it, but probably, like, a bandit lord or, like, a boss would, considering it's stuff that they deal with. So, I'd say the only other...
Okay. We just need to put the bag of holding in another bag of holding.
Okay, do
go.
it. Do it. Do it.
I don't like the way you're saying that.
Right.
Are you being serious?
Well, I don't know what would happen.
Here. Placing a bag of holding inside an extra-dimensional space created by a handy haversack, portable hole, or similar items, such as another bag of holding, instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane. The gate originates where the one item was placed inside the other. Any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked into it at a random location on the astral plane. The gate closes and is never to open again. And it is a one-way gate. So, if you ever did put a bag of holding inside another bag of holding, you better be at least 10 feet away.
But that means that dragon would never be able to come back.
That's very true.
This is very good knowledge. Big boss we have to fight. Double bag of holding. Get the fuck out of here.
Somebody, what was it? Somebody actually made a thing. Yes, here it is. It's the bag of holding arrow. So basically, you have yeah. I'll post the picture in P5. You basically have a bag of holding open inside a small bag of holding open inside an arrowhead with a tube on it that has a rolled up portable hole that the moment it impacts, it breaks that wooden retainer stick, which shoves the tube into the bag of holding, creating that pocket. That's a thing. Somebody did that. There are things that shouldn't exist. That's one of them.
Oh my god. That would be fun, though.
It would be something.
Sorry, I feel like all I've been doing all night is sidetracking everyone.
It's alright. So yeah.
Zash will just deep sigh and just, Did you find anything out about the meeting?
Yes. It will be taking place... at noon on the 28th. Apparently, there is quite a number of notable figures going to be there. Pull this up because I did have this pulled up. Here we go. Apparently, the likes of Conrad Braun Anvil, he is an ambassador for Mithril Hall, and is in fact a former king of Mithril Hall. He will be there representing the dwarves. Dagalt Neverember, Lord Neverember, will be there, the Lord Protector of Neverwinter. King Melendrock, the King of the Elves of the Misty Forest and ambassador for the Elves of the High Forest, will be there in representation. Lariel Silverhand, the Open Lord of Waterdeep. Sir Estival, the ambassador for Cormyr and a representative for Daggerfell. Or sorry, Daggerfell.
Who was that?
Sir Estival. I'll post a picture. I'll post a picture of everyone when I'm done.
Okay.
Terran Hornblade, an ambassador for Luaru and a former High Mage of Silvery Moon, as well as Older Ravengard. I believe that he was the Marshal of the Flaming Fist of Baldur's Gate and a member of their council. I was also able to learn that Dylan Winterhound, a representative of the Emerald Enclave, is going to be there, as well as Onthar Froome, an ambassador of Eldegard and a ranking member of the Order of the Gauntlet. I was also made aware that Romalia Haventree is going to be there. She is a representative for the Harpers. And Rian Nightshade is claimed to have been invited, but has yet to answer.
Is that all? Is that all the guest lists that you saw?
Through my means of garnering information, those are the ones that I have been able to pull.
Okay.
For what it's worth, I know you guys already know that Elia's going to be there, so I'm just going to give you guys the whole picture.
Yeah. Tony, did you make us aware of that?
That she will be there, yeah. Because
yeah,
I'm the one.
Oh, that's right. You told us that. Okay.
I told you guys.
Us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we
Some
know
of these people
where
look really cool.
this meeting's being held?
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, did we know where the meeting was held? Or was that just
Castle Never?
Yeah, the castle.
Yeah, I thought so, but I couldn't remember.
Oh shit! There's something else. Oh, okay. Do you know anything else, like the contents of the meeting? What all they're gonna be? I know they're gonna be talking about the dragons. Anything else?
I was not able to gain insight into what it was about.
Okay.
Albina.
Yes.
When she is going over this, the people that are going to be there as members of the Council of Neverwinter, the Order of the Gauntlet sort of stands out to you. That's actually an organization that you have worked alongside in the past. They are paladins and clerics of Tempest, Tyr, Helm, and Torn. Basically, they have formed their own organization as a way of making common cause against evils abroad in the world. Basically, it's kind of like the overarching alliance that your particular, like, you know, the followers of Tempest, the followers of Tyr and Helm and Torm have all sort of, you know, aligned with, because you all agree that you are ready to lash out at the moment evil acts and not a moment before. So, the concept of striking hard and fast without waiting for the blessings of distant temples or the permission of rulers is a commonly accepted code. Because as they will say, evil must be met in the field and smashed, or it will swiftly overcome all.
Sounds like Max would be a fan of that.
Potentially.
Okay. I don't think... Anything notable about any of these people we should know?
Actually, you guys have once already met Conrad Braunanvil. If you remember back, now this would have been Zash and Iluna. Basically, he was the one who arrived with the Sonlinors back in Phandalin whenever they first arrived.
Okay. Alright. Thank you for all of this. I have one more request, if you'll indulge me.
Of course, brother.
What do you know about Moonstone Mask? We might have to spy on somebody in there.
I have been there once before. I was there to sit in on a conversation that Lord Innsmouth and his son, she sort of spits to the side. She says, I was there to pay witness to an agreement that they had made. I don't know very much of it. I know it is a very high-end place with lavishes, eccentric folk who see no qualms in indulging every one of their whims. But I will say there is a magic of the place. Literally, the second floor where we had our meeting, the moment you walked to the top of the staircase, you could no longer hear the music and the discussion and the riffraff in the bottom floor. I have learned in time that apparently of the 5 floors, the middle 3 are set this way, that the top is a feasting hall.
Is it some sort of magical barrier?
That I don't know. Unfortunately, I would have to... It would take me some time to look into that information.
Okay. Do you think it would be safe for us to sneak in there by magical means?
With the commotion constantly going on, and the seemingly... being that you must be invited, and it is a place where, well, I would say it would be difficult. I am quite aware of one thing about the place, and that is that all of the staff members, because I remember asking about this, all of the staff members wear magical amulets that protect them from mind reading and mind controlling magic, and it allows them to communicate with one another instantly.
Wow. That seems like quite the talisman. So, what about if, you know, say a druid transformed into like a cat or something and walked in? Do you think that would trip anything?
I cannot say.
So it's a risk.
I know the prices there were quite extravagant. I imagine if you could get an invitation, but to that degree, I'm not sure how far that could get you in there.
Does Nylor have the note?
Does he?
Tony?
I'm sorry, I was talking to Michelle. What?
Do you have the note that you found off the body?
Yeah.
I'll look at Nylor and ask, can you show her the note you found?
Okay, I will.
See something here. She looks at it. So what are you asking her to find out about this?
Basically how we go about getting in there to spy on the meeting that Misko's having.
Well, guess if you had an invitation there, you could. There is possibly one way. There was a cell board there. You could put yourselves up as for-hire mercenaries. I imagine they might let you in the dining hall if you were up for hire.
Might be a good way to get in the door. Okay. Anyways, I feel like we have a lot to catch up on. A lot has happened since the last time I've seen you. Are you hungry?
I'm a bit peckish.
Do you want to go get some food and we can chat?
That would be nice.
Okay. Anywhere you want to go?
I would love to go to the Sword and Board, which, as you are aware, is a kind of it's kind of like an adventurer's respite. It's a place where you know, where adventurers can go get a good meal and you know, spend some time relaxing with one another. It's not an inn; it is just a tavern.
Okay.
Everything there is served on mini shields.
That's cute.
And the
r/we want plates.
Yes. Yes. Because while you think it might be the concave side of the shield, it's the convex side.
Of course it is.
So what did Iluna want to go and look up here?
Mainly stuff to do with her necklace and that book that the elven shop owner, I forget his name, had.
Elberos?
Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed to find some information with that book about, I don't even know, it was so freaking long ago. But generally, to learn about the goddesses, how she might get back into the Feywild again, how her necklace... Oh yeah, the necklace is what caught his attention.
Mm-hmm. Because he wanted to know what it did.
And then he pulled out the book.
Yep.
For some reason. I can't remember if she mentioned Valdara, and that's why he pulled out the book.
I don't remember if you did.
But all of that stuff about those two goddesses, how they may have transported her, or how her necklace transported her. To confirm, maybe. To learn more about Valdara's history, because Valdara said they're kin, which makes no sense, so...
Definitely makes sense.
Well, she doesn't know why there's a tie there, or... Just moon elf isn't...
So... Okay, so you're kind of all over the place for where you're going to be looking.
Well, like, moon elf, or the moon goddesses.
Right. Which that would be, yeah, there would be books on elven deities, on lunar deities, stuff like that. But then you also want to look into, like, enchanted jewelry.
Possibly. Ow, Jesus. Sorry.
Okay.
I have in my finger, and it's still freaking pissing me off. Is it possible? Does it work like a typical library, and she can borrow books
Yeah.
and spend time
Yeah.
outside of it?
Yeah, like
And
I said.
she added the extra thing about trying to learn how to heal scars. This is like her free time, if there's free time, to peruse through anything she can grab. The main
So
stuff's about her history.
So I think the way that I'm gonna handle this is because you're kind of hitting all over the mark. I think what I'll do is I will. I think it'll probably be easier if we handle this out of game, just because like information about Saloon and Sahanin, information about elves in general, information about enchanted items, and information about, healing magic, stuff like that. Because knowing that regenerate can do that, that's going to be transmutation magic. So, and then trying to garner information across all of that is going to be something, through rules. So yeah, we'll handle that out of game, because I would say we got about like 5 minutes before Tony has to head out.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't expecting to even do it this session
Yeah.
because I was imagining that there would be free time at some point, so even if she could ask,
yeah, I mean,
while she's here right now, she would ask which sections she would need to go to, or that type of thing, if they need to leave here and come back.
So
or whatever.
I guess my question here for the group would be, Zash and Ayani are going out to grab a bite to eat. It seems like Iluna is going to spend some time here at the library trying to gain as much information as she can. What is everyone else doing? Because right now, in game, it is about 9 o'clock at night.
I think I'll.
Really?
Yeah.
We spent like 3 hours at the library.
Well, okay, I'll put it back at least an hour, because I mean, like I said, you guys not only just went from the estate to the library, but you also went back and talked to Lord Innsmouth and, or no, I guess you sent Iggy there.
No,
okay.
we sent Iggy
Yeah, that's
there.
right. That's right. So yeah, I'll shift that back by about an hour, because yeah, you guys have spent some time there.
What did I say? And I took down the time.
I think I'll head back to the inn.
Okay.
Maybe sit under the stars for a little bit and everything, but then head to the inn and get a night's rest.
Okay.
We head to the House of Knowledge about 6:30 p.m. I don't know how long all that chatting took.
I'm gonna go more because of how much time, like, a lot of this taking place, like, one after another. I'm going to say that, like, while this is all going on, I'm not gonna get into specifics about the hours, because basically we're truncating everything that's happening in this evening down into Smith looking into the stuff he needed to, Ayani talking to the group, now Ayani and Zash going to grab a bite to eat, and Luna looking into the stuff she wants to look into. So this is all getting encapsulated in, like, the last number of hours in the evening. So I'm not going to get into specifics. So yeah, I'm going to go in order. So I already know what Tony's going to do. Zash, what are you going to do after you go and grab a bite to eat with your sister?
I figure it's just gonna be a lot of conversation with her.
Okay, that's perfect.
Because there's all of the telling her everything that happened with Thunsorn and all of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember if we I don't know. I don't remember.
We'll say that happens at dinner.
So yeah, and then there's me asking her away from the group about the Harpers.
Yep.
So there's that whole conversation too.
Yeah, which I will send you. I'll send you some information about that.
Okay.
So Luna is going to be spending the time researching that, and I'm gonna write some stuff down about that. Albina.
And I was just gonna groom my mim cat and pray so I could change up some spells.
Okay. Yeah. So we can probably say that you head back to the inn with maybe Nylor. This way.
Will this also
And I can long
end
rest
us
then.
with a long rest?
Yes,
After
because
we-
we're going to like I said, I'm gonna touch base with each one of you out of game, get you guys in the know for what information you have garnered, and then we'll pick up next session in the morning, so you guys can get a long rest.
Nice. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
This whole thing.
Smith.
And I've been wanting to think about what to change, so.
Yeah.
Probably go back to the inn.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, you can head back there with Nylor and Albina and Seftis.
Probably head to the inn eventually. He's gonna walk around the streets for a while. Just
Okay.
doing stuff.
I hope
Bugging
you're bringing
people.
your Wolfertinger. What's it called? Wolfertinger?
No.
Wait, Smith or
Smith
Seftis?
has a whoop-
Smith.
Oh yeah, Smith has a Wolpertinger.
I hope he brings that, because I want our pets to play.
Okay.
Play with some fireballs.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get all this written down here in my notes, and we'll pick up tentatively.
One more time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there would also be the thing with Iggy too.
Iggy had gone back to tell Lord Innsmouth
The estate was cleared, and to see if he could get an invite to
yes,
Moonstone for us.
Gotcha. Yeah, because the thing that you guys will have to keep in mind is that the next day would be that night is where the meeting is going to be at Moonstone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought we'd end up with a whole day to ourselves, but no. Somebody threw a meeting into the mix.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
All right, I am gonna stop the stream here because that's where we're